Okay, God almighty. Are we here? Oh God, we're here. Hi. Hello, hi. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, or whatever to anybody who cares. I don't know. Welcome to Of Course, it's a show. It's about nothing and everything at the same time. I'm Burning Clock Studios, and with me as always is Mr. Blue Kiddo 4.
Hello. How is everyone going?
And this week we have our special guest down below here, Mr. Drseckzytime.
Oh, baby.
What's up?
Listen to that voice.
Oh, baby.
Listen to that voice.
Very sexy.
What do we have for the what's on the menu tonight?
So the menu, if you don't mind, let me get my feet up to read the menu.
Oh boy.
So we have footwear.
Footwear?
Yep, footwear. We also have video game agenda. And then we have music.
Okay, let me break it down really quick. Footwear. What is that entitle? Just like
your favorite kind, what kind of style, anything like that.
all right, video game
brand.
agenda. Just things going on in
Yep, the video game world.
okay, and music as in like music you listen to or
Yep.
just anything.
Why?
Got it. I got it. Let me just say hi to Age. Let me say hi to Ryu. Madhouse, what's going on? Hello. All right, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with footwear. Let's let our guest, Mr. Drseckzytime, start. Footwear. What do you got, buddy?
Well, I mean, I could send you whatever kind of pictures you really want, whatever floats your boat for like 15 bucks. But
OnlyFans.
yeah, I've been trying to get that OnlyFans thing starting, but it's just not working for me. I don't know why. I mean, look at me. But footwear wise, yeah, I mean, like my Pumas. I like my Onitsuka Tigers, which is my favorite sneaker that I have.
That's a good call.
I never even heard of them.
What?
Oh yeah, they're
Seriously, never heard of them. Pumas, yes. But no.
Keep going. What else? What else do you like about the footwear?
let's see. I don't wear a lot of Adidas stuff anymore.
It's Gollum running for the ring.
I guess we're gonna carry the show here.
Thanks for coming back, Gollum.
Yeah, thanks.
Did you find your precious?
Huh?
Did you find your precious over
I
in the
did.
corner?
In my pajamas. I know. I'm like.
That's what I'm saying. It was like Gollum, like hobbitses.
That's how we roll in the Shire.
I like Adidas Superstars, the twos, you know, the more sportier athletic ones. I always like them too. But
They're comfy.
Blue Kid, these are Onitsuka Tigers. This is one kind.
Oh, I've never seen them.
Styled off of like old, they're Japanese, like old, like wrestling shoes, kind of.
Oh, I've never seen them. They remind me of like
There's another kind.
They remind me of like turf cleats that you would wear for like soccer.
Okay, yeah, they're like old, like they're like wrestling shoes.
Gotcha. Okay.
you ever see Kill Bill? The yellow shoes that she wears in that movie?
Yeah.
They're tigers.
Oh, I had no clue.
Yep.
No idea.
Oh yeah.
No clue.
How about you? What do you got, Blue Kid? What's your shoes?
I got Pumas. Pumas are also my favorite. One of my favorite. To be honest with you, I wear whatever, but I have a pair of Adidas that are like a denim material. I'll have to find them. I don't know where they went.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't have to wear those, I will have to say slippers. Just nice, fuzzy slippers.
Fuzzy, like house fuzzy slippers.
Like
Let me take it off my foot real quick. Oh,
fuzzy
okay.
slippers. It's
Yeah.
fuzzy. With memory foam in them.
That's a good slipper.
It is. It's comfortable.
That's not too bad. What's going on, Big Ben? How are you? Age said he hates shoes in general. Just in general, he barefoots the entire landscape.
Caveman's it.
Just 3 pieces of wood and like a rope for like Japanese sandals.
Yeah, but I don't know what they're. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, but I don't know what they're called though. Yeah, it's like one. Yeah, it's like a plank of wood with a rope over your toe. I'm with Doctor on the Onitsuka Tigers. I never really wear sneakers anymore, but when I do wear sneakers, it's Onitsuka Tigers or what's it called? Like Diodario. I wear those, and that's really it. As far as sneakers, I don't go outside of any of those. It's just those two. I mainly wear dress shoes. literally all the time. And to the point where I've collected so many pairs of dress shoes and like boating shoes.
Just taking over your entire collection.
That has become my actual, it's like going out for a casual, for fun. I'm in dress clothes with like dress shoes on usually.
I will, for me, not wearing like steel toe boots all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I just like slippers. Like if I don't have to wear sneakers or like jeans or anything like that, like it's sweatpants, pajama pants, and slippers if I can get away with it, no matter where I go after work.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, mine are like the shoelaceless. I guess you would say, like slip on dress shoes, or like I wear that all the time.
Like loafers.
Kind of, yeah. That's pretty much all I really wear. Age said he has to wear full foot coverage for work, or something then he wears boots. Got it. I'm not a boots person.
If you find the right pair, you can.
I have one pair of boots from a company called Thursday. They're Thursday boots, and they're I like them a lot. Like they're really nice looking, but I can't wear them. Like if I wear them all day, I feel like I'll come to a point in my day where I'll start moving my toes around and be like, I'm trapped, I'm constrained, and like I can't get comfortable, and I need to take them off to like move my toes around.
So,
does that make sense?
I do have a serious question. It does. I know what you're talking about, because when you wear them for too long, you feel like your feet are claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Now, I do have a question. Can you only wear them on Thursdays?
No, you can wear them any day. Thankfully, it's just a coincidence.
I was just asking,
Just a coincidence.
I just thought maybe they like your dedicated Thursday shoe. Like they have to be worn on Thursdays every day, every Thursday, just constantly, all day.
Oddly, which Drseckzytime was probably going to hate me for, but I had.
Oh, here we go.
He's gonna kill me on this one. I know it. I had to get a pair of winter boots for like for work, because I don't have boots. I have my Thursday boots, which are boots that like I've worn in the snow. That's not really like. They're waterproof, but they're nice. Like they're like you'd want to wear them with jeans. Like you don't want to get them crappy with salt, and you know what I mean. So I needed like a pair that was gonna go good for like snow, and I'm like, yeah, I have to find something I like. And I looked for like winter boots, and everything I thought was really ugly, and I'm like, I don't want to wear any of these. So the one I found, you're gonna kill me. The ones that I found and bought that I absolutely love are UGG boots.
Oh my god!
So I have a pair
Tom
of
Brady. Tom Brady.
Pair of UGG boots for my winter snow shoveling.
That does not surprise me in the least.
Dude, they're awesome.
Are they at least fun?
You wear probably the most feminine sounding shoes I've ever heard a man wear, I think, at times.
What do you mean? What? What? Like what?
They click and clop like women in heels, the shoes that you wear.
But because they have wooden well, that's my dress shoes. They have wooden heels. That's why they
They have a 7-inch spike on the heel. That's what you're wearing. I mean, there's nothing against that, naturally, you know what I mean? But like,
just to their own.
Just, it is what it is. Own it. You gotta own it.
Dude, you would wear these UGG boots. I'm telling you.
Probably not.
Imagine him in UGG boots.
But I'm gonna go find them.
Oh
for people, for people don't
again.
really know, like you could tell the shaved head and all that kind of stuff. I'm actually like 6 foot deuce, 255 pounds of pure Superfly TNT. So me wearing UGG boots just doesn't work.
Superfly TNT. Jesus. Sounds like a sandal job for Age, the shoveling snow. I'm gonna go grab them really quick. Hold on.
Oh God, please don't.
Talk more about shoes.
Please don't.
Quality entertainment.
Oh my God. I mean, I could imagine you trying to wear.
All right.
Like UGG
Let's
stuff.
judge me real quick.
Well, we're going to. Let's just start here. We're going to
do some judging.
Okay, let's see it.
These are my Thursday boots because we were making fun of Thursday.
See, they're dress shoes. You can wear those to work. They're like dress boots.
Yeah, they are, but they're still like, I can't wear them. Like I could wear them all day, but then I can't. You know what I mean?
You need a Wednesday shoe.
Yeah, these are like the only pair of actual like boots I have that are like normal.
They would not cut it for snow.
They don't.
They would not. I can tell you that right now.
Here comes the UGG boots. Ready? Here they are.
God. Oh, it's not that bad.
I told you it's not that bad, but you see the fur? Mm-hmm.
See, I was
Got the
thinking
Ugg
like
fur.
the actual white
No,
girl Ugg
no.
boots. Like that's what I pictured you wearing just for the fun of it.
Mm-mm.
Actually, they're not as feminine as I was expecting. From you, to be
I
honest with you.
know, but I knew it sounds funny saying it because most people think Ugg. You think of like some girl, you know what I mean? That looks like Han
Right.
Solo. You know what I mean?
Right.
They
and
wear
sitting
like the
there
tight
in
pants and
a
the
Starbucks.
vests. And, yeah, exactly. That's what you think of. But
Yeah, like the girls in the wintertime that they say,
Right.
you know, you'll never find another girl like me, but there's a million of them wearing Ugg boots, like with jeans and
Or
like
black
a
leggings.
white puffy vest on, you know,
there's
type thing.
there's that one meme, dude, and I love it. It's that meme with the 3 girls standing there, and they have like the tight pants on, like they have, and then
Yeah.
they have those like Ugg boots that go a little bit higher, and they all have vests on over their shirt, and it's like, oh, it's Han Solo season again or something like that,
Yeah.
because they all look like Han Solo.
There's one where somebody did a picture just like that from Sheets, like everybody ordering from Sheets, and there was like 4 girls, and they all have denim jackets on, the same looking Ugg boots with jeans on and white shirts underneath them, and they didn't work together or anything like that. So
It's
I mean, I'm
awesome.
not surprised in all honesty.
Age said he's not even joking. He does wear sandals in the snow.
I give you credit because
I don't know how it's cold,
Right.
but it's cold. I don't know how you do it.
probably can't feel it anymore after all the frostbite.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that my toes are black. I have black feet. Oh my god. What do you is that an oven mitt on your hand? What?
Okay. I can explain it because I'm just that kind of person. Okay. So
Okay.
because the mug I have, it's all ceramic, okay? So because I had to microwave the water in the cup, it was too hot to hold with my bare hand. So I grabbed my lobster crab claw oven mitt so I could drink my tea until it cools down.
I'm like, I look over at the stream quick and I could see like you guys, and I just see this crab hand come across the screen.
I have a matching set. It's only one, but I have both of them.
Madhouse says he goes barefoot. Like Adam Sandler's character in Mr. Deeds, full pitch black
Right.
foot, right? That's too funny.
Oh man, what a
I am a shoes, like I'm not really a shoes guy, but I am because like wearing like dressing up every day. I like to have multiple pairs of shoes.
well. That I can understand.
To
You
match
don't
with
wear the same
belts
shoes
and-
every day. Yeah, and depending on what color pants and shirt you're wearing that day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need to have
Like
a bunch
sneakers,
of.
like sneakers, I have like 3 colors. They're either black, white, or like a gray.
Mhm.
Now I've had like odd colors, oranges, greens, blues, but it's like you have to wear the right clothing with it.
I think I remember a while ago, Doctor. Didn't you have a pair of shoes that were made out of like tires or something?
No, well, there were Pumas that had they were the racing series shoes that had like the tire material for the sole of them, and they actually had a tire tread pattern on them.
That's what. Okay,
That's neat.
I didn't
Yeah,
mean
the
like
other-
recycled tires or anything like that. I didn't mean like
I thought when you said tire, I thought you meant like it was actually the whole shoe was rubber.
they don't let him come into like the basketball courts because he leaves black streaks on the floor.
they actually said Michelin and Continental on them too.
That's what I remember. Yeah. Big Ben likes the Pumas too, comfy and stylish. Yeah, that's what theirs. They both wear Pumas. They like them.
I love my Pumas.
Yeah, I like them too. If you like those, check out Onitsuka Tigers. Fantastic shoe.
I'll have to. I might. I'll have to try them. I'll have to give them a shot and give it a see what happens.
Once I got into Tigers like many moons ago, that's the only shoe I've worn like since I've got those.
I'm gonna have to look.
I've had probably 10 to 12 different kinds because they're just awesome.
Reeboks make some good like every like casual shoe
Do
that
they?
are comfy. Yeah, they do.
See, I never go looking. I'm not a shoe guy. Like I never go looking.
I don't like when I need shoes. Like I just go to like shoe department or something like that. I just find like 3 pairs.
Mhm.
Like I don't care what brand usually.
Right.
And
I
was like,
remember-
okay.
I remember when it was all the jazz, and I think it still is. Oh my god, who even says that? But I think it still is. But I remember like, a friend of mine was way into like when Nike did like the dunks or whatever.
Oh,
You remember
okay.
those? The
Mhm.
dunks. My buddy would like collect them. He had 100 of them. I don't even know. And I knew people that would like collect them and they sell them because they're so like hard to get and they're all over the place.
Well, you know what's hard to get now? It's like trying to find a good pair of Nike Shocks even.
I mean, Rob just collects shoes in general and flips them.
That's true. Yeah, he's the one. Yeah, he would have all those Nike. In it. They were all like they were all dunks, and like some of them were worth like $500, $1,000, like a lot of money, like legit. Like, and I didn't know like that's a big thing. Like, there's a lot of shoe heads. Is that what they call them? Sneakerheads.
Yeah, sneakerheads.
He was like really into that stuff. I never was for me.
I know a lot of people that do it, but I can't do it. That's just me.
Yeah, I just like dress shoes. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm a weird person.
Nothing wrong with a nice pair of dress shoes, though. They can be just as comfy as sneakers.
I like the flip flops too. In the summertime when it's hot, I like throwing on a flip flop. I could throw it a flip flop.
The only time I can do them is like at the beach.
Flop around a little bit.
You used to just wear flip flops all the time.
I did.
I wear sneakers. You were like full on like emo and everything, and now you're like business professional, like GQ.
I did wear. I still wear flip flops in the summer when it's hot.
You don't wear socks with them, do you?
The problem is I'm always at work, so I can't be wearing flip flops. But when I'm not, then I'm like, yeah, I can flip flop all summer.
Socks.
That's why I always conceal carry my weapon around you, because I don't trust you because of those flip flops. So
never trust a man in flip flops.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. Age, sorry, Age, I was just reading what you were writing. Oh my gosh. But eventually gets to the point where you're effectively radiating heat. Jesus. Things like shoveling snow, you're out in sandals and a t-shirt. I got it. That is the worst feeling though, shoveling snow and like having too many layers of clothes on. And as you start shoveling the snow, you start to like get hot and perspire. Then you feel like garbage. You know what I mean? Like you start sweating.
It's like cold out, but you're hot as can be. Then you feel like crap the next day.
That's a terrible feeling. Ugh, I don't like anything about it. What are we doing? What's video game agenda? I'm real curious about video game agenda.
Just anything going on in the video game world, between companies or.
Okay. What do you got, Doctor? You got anything?
Well, I just noticed right before I went live that apparently like Asmongold raised $370,000 for charity for taking a shower on stream.
That's awesome.
I mean, all the power to them.
I mean, if you could do it, why not? That's great. I mean, how do you beat that?
I've seen weirder stuff. I can't say anything because that's pretty. What are we doing wrong with our lives that we can't raise $300,000 for just taking a shower?
This isn't as funny as that, but it's still pretty funny. So I go to the only time I ever do anything on Reddit is I've been in. I go on Wall Street Bets. I've been on Wall Street Bets for a while, like on Reddit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And throughout all like the stuff going on and whatnot, they did. They had the one weekend, they're checking out. And I read it every day, multiple times a day, pretty much all day and night. And I'm looking, and then Friday night rolls around, and I see everybody on there. We call each other apes or like gorillas. That's what we all call it. Like that's what we're all known as in there, apes and gorillas.
Right.
And the one day I see a picture of a gorilla with a name on it, and it's like a real thing. And I'm like, what the hell is this? It was like a Friday night. Then I started seeing more of them, and then more of them, and then more of them. And then I found out that we just got on, I say we as in just collectively the whole place, went on a tangent where we started adopting gorillas from this one World Wildlife place. You know what I mean? And then I go on there Saturday. I go to bed. I go in there in the morning, and I look at it, and I just see this meme of that one girl, and she's like, we have a zoo now. Like it was like somebody made a post, and they were just like, it was like I haven't checked Wall Street Bets in a couple days. I came here, and we have a zoo now. And apparently they gave $330,000 in donations to all of these gorillas and apes in this wildlife foundation. The lady was like, she made videos and posted on there and thanking everybody and all this stuff. And it was crazy. But it was like $330,000, like instantly.
It's nuts. The stuff that like anything
is so cool.
Yeah, it's impressive, but not as impressive as taking a shower. No, $370,000. But
that's awesome. I mean, that is awesome. I think it goes to show like how crazy this world kind of is, but at the same time, that stuff like that's cool. I like. Oh right, that.
I mean, some weird stuff like that is just it's like mind blowing of like the amount of money that people will raise for a charity for just doing silly stuff like that.
So this is one of the things that we were going to talk about here that Ryu brought up.
Yeah, I was reading it
this,
now.
this leads to the degradation of the AAA industry here.
Okay.
So you have Bobby Kotick making $200 million bonus, just a bonus, nothing else but his bonus. But yeah, Blizzard has to lay off. I think it's over 100 people.
I think so. I think it was somewhere around there, 100.
Yeah, because it was 50 at first, and then it turned out to be over 100.
Why did they lay them off? I didn't read the article. I saw like the headlines and stuff of it, but I didn't see what actually the reason was behind it all.
They claim because esports was dwindling, I guess, as far as like how many people were viewing it and tuning in, and something with sponsors, I guess. But that's what they claim it was, which doesn't make sense to me because still some of the biggest tournaments out there are gaming tournaments.
Right.
It just happens to be not their games as much anymore.
Right. I know. Normally, I know they do layoffs like after a game is released. You know what I mean? Like once they release a game, a bunch of like people on the team, they'll get rid of them, things like that.
Right.
But they haven't released anything, so I mean.
Well, no, and they got, and you know what it is too, and this is just maybe. I think because how long has Blizzard been partnered with Activision?
Since Wrath of the Lich King.
Oh, really?
So that would be. Oh yeah, because they were Vivendi, and Vivendi was bought out by Activision way back then. It just didn't change the title to Activision Blizzard until later.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say because they didn't change that until more of probably 4 years ago, right? I feel like it started sticking in my head like 4 years ago ish. Okay.
I don't know. I was asking, and I'm going to go on a limb and say that they kind of shot themselves in the foot with bringing Call of Duty on board.
Blizzard, Ryu says 2013, and Big Ben, yes, Blizzard is the Diablo people, yes. You think by bringing them on board? I mean,
I think so because
things, though. 2008, 2008.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I understand that, like, cause, like Blizzard to me, and probably to most people, was WoW, Overwatch, Diablo, things like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whenever you heard Blizzard, like, I've always thought of that. I never thought of Call of Duty, and I think.
Well, I don't think people associate Blizzard with Call of Duty, though. I think they, you know what I mean? It's just Activision.
Right, but that's Activision's more. I feel like they're more known now with Blizzard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just opinion. I mean, I just feel like they kind of, a lot of people, from what I've been reading and seeing and everything, a lot of people are starting to boycott Activision now because of the way Call of Duty's been, the way Warzone's been, the way Cold War's been.
That makes sense to me.
And so there've been, and the amount of people that have been banned on Twitch and other things for cheating and hacking.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of went that direction with them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that kind of like was indirectly a reflection on them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, let's face it, R6, they use the Battle Eye. A lot of those games like that use Battle Eye. And why can't Activision do it? They allow the cheating, allow the hacking. And I think that's just kind of given like a bad rep. Like, why hasn't Blizzard stepped in and actually done something?
What's Battle Eye?
So what Battle Eye does is it monitors all the servers in the games, in the matches, and every player playing it. And what it'll do is it'll ban them and ban their account for hacking, modding, whatever the case.
Okay.
So like
it's a lot higher tech, stronger.
Oh, right. So like you'll be playing like R6 and all of a sudden you'll see on the side, like when people will leave or whatever, it'll just say, these people have been banned, and it just goes off on a tangent list of like 100 people at a time.
Gotcha.
Because it's just banning people.
Yeah, that's like a easy anti-cheat is another popular one.
Yep.
It's a step below them. And then you have the crazy insanity stuff that like Riot Games came up with for Valorant. That was basically a rootkit put into your system at that point. That didn't go over too well.
What was that?
So in order to play Valorant, you had to install their anti-cheat system in there. It was at such a high level where this would sit, by core access and everything like that. Everything like just visor access. It was crazy. That much access granted them technically, if you ever wanted to, was access just about anything on your PC because
Okay.
it was such
Wow.
high level.
Yeah, Ryu said kernel level access. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, that's I'm still surprised that like when you download like a mice, like Razer mice or something like that, goes kernel. You know what I mean? Like the Razer whatever it is, their system, that's kernel access too. I'm still surprised at that stuff.
Yeah, so people were worried because it was naturally Riot's owned by a Chinese-based company, so they're all freaking out over that.
Gotcha.
But it is what it is. I mean, if they want all my information over there, I don't know what they're going to do with it. But you could have it. It's not worth anything. If it is worth anything, I'll go 50-50 with you, China, or whatever you want. I don't care.
Just bargain with them at this point.
So I know both of you are way more involved in like the first person shooter stuff, and that seems to be where all of these cheating things are for the like, you know what I mean? Like then that's where everything is. But what's out there that's good? Like I mean, what's out there that's at the least besides Rainbow Six? What's like the least amount of cheatable? I don't know what the word would be.
CS:GO has pretty strict cheating anti-cheat system. Call of Duty is just forget it. There isn't. It's non-existent. The way they ban people. So, and the only reason why I know this is because I got banned on Modern Warfare for a week.
The reason I know this is because I'm one of them.
No, you're gonna laugh why I got banned. Okay, so the one day I went to play Call of Duty and it told me I had a week ban. Didn't have a clue why. Turned out I was banned because of my name, Blue Kid.
Oh, that's right. I remember. Okay.
Because they said it was support. This is when the whole Black Lives Matter thing was going on. Not to get political, but shortly. But they somehow associated it with politics, and I got banned for a week for my name. But I found out that when you get banned on the way they go banning on Call of Duty is if you get reported enough in a thing. So like, when you go on, Brandon, but Chris, you would know, when you go on Call of Duty and you ban someone, you want to report them, it'll say like exploiting, cheating, boosting, offensive username, offensive clan tag. Even if you're not any of those, if people click that enough, it bans you.
Okay.
That's their anti-cheat system and banning system is if you get reported enough for one thing a certain amount of times, past the threshold, you get banned. That's how they figure banning will work.
Yeah, but Warzone is basically unplayable, and it's been unplayable now for months. I play a lot of Apex Legends, and that's not as bad as that, thankfully, but it's still in there. But it's a weird thing to me what they do. They use easy anti-cheat, so it does catch some things, but they actually have a developer that personally watches people play and watches their accounts and will hand ban people like on his own just in case they get past the system, because these cheats are so crazy how they could hide themselves anymore. They're actually the cheats nowadays. You don't buy a cheat for $20. You get a subscription, monthly subscription.
It's like $50 or something like that. $50 to $100, depending on what you want. I've heard. Now they also still have other cheat like mods. Like I know on the controllers, like the Xbox controllers, for example, the Titan 2. I think I mentioned that to you, Brandon, one time. The Titan 2. Basically, what it does is it plugs into the bottom, like how you used to have the old QWERTY keyboard or stuff like that, or like the old Xboxes had the thing so you can mute and stuff. You plug it into your controller and it mods the controller, but because it's not in through the system, you can't trace it.
Gotcha. What's the point of it though? I guess I'll never understand. Like I'll never.
I guess people think with Call of Duty logic, I guess they think that they'll get sponsored, picked up by a clan for an esports or Twitch. Maybe they'll think they'll make a lot of money because they'll get noticed on Twitch because they're so good.
But people have been trying to cheat forever with like every game, wouldn't they?
Basically, yeah. I don't know what the fun of it is, but whatever. It kind of ruins it for everyone. I mean, I don't know what's fun about sitting in a corner and watching people through a wall and pop.
That's the fun for people, is doing that kind of stuff. That's what they do.
Just trolling people. Is it even trolling at that point? Like, is it? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's definitely trolling, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. But you said Apex is pretty good with that stuff. They don't really have much cheating.
You get some suspect things going on there, and you don't know if you could judge by their movement when you're watching kill cams. So you don't know if it's an aimbot. If somebody, this only happened once. I've seen this happen so far to me in that game where somebody would follow my movement through the screen, like I was behind the wall, and they kind of snapped to me and would follow me through. And the reason I knew they did that, they had no idea it was there because I was crouching, not making noise. Then I watched their kill cam, and I saw their camera snap then to somebody else that ended up coming through, and they did the same thing to them. So,
gotcha. Huh? You said it's some people. It's not about having something good yourself. It's about ruining what other people have. That makes sense.
It's just a cover up to make them think that they're good when they're really not.
Yeah, and Big Gun was saying GTA 5 online has a lot of cheaters
yeah.
too.
Oh my god, yeah. But they don't really bother with it because half the stuff is harmless. It's just really annoying. It's like someone could just instantly like blow you up constantly. They go invisible all the time, drop you a bunch of money, drop a bunch of experience. Like it's nothing really like make it rain dildos, I guess we can call it, because it does that. But like silly stuff like that, like GTA, like the stuff on GTA is just not. It's harmless.
Right.
Because they don't go after you. Like, say if you got stuck in a lobby that was modded by someone and you got like $20 million, they're not going to go after you and ban you for it. You didn't do it.
Right. Madhouse is saying too. COD Black Ops 1 used to have such a fast trigger finger. It was as good as repeating modded controller too. Really?
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I did too, and I used to get reported for it all the time.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Yikes. I don't know. I just don't know much about these games. The only first-person shooters I ever really like competitive ones, I guess you could say, that I ever really liked a lot were I liked CS:GO for a while, but I was playing it by myself, but I really liked it. And I like Overwatch. I like Overwatch a lot. And that's,
I would love to get into Overwatch heavily. I just don't have people to play with it.
I like it a lot. I have fun. If you play it on PC, I'll play with you when.
Yeah, I play on PC
at some point.
I play it on PC. I just don't. I hate playing multiplayer games like that by myself. I just get bored.
It's fun. I like it.
Not for me. I played Overwatch for a little bit, and I was like, it's just something with the movement and things like that. That's weird with that game for me. But
you said that game has an issue with what is it, like the latency or something like that?
It does a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah,
just stuff like that'll drive you crazy.
Gotcha. I don't know. I always like
competitive on it. I just don't do competitive on it. I just do it like just for whatever. Like I did when Amazon came out with Crucible. It's very similar to Overwatch, but just a little bit bigger maps and stuff like that. And that was pretty fun. It wasn't as nuts because it was like a PvPvE.
Okay.
But it was like a team base. It was like Overwatch, but just PvPvE. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Was that the one that you were playing with, like the dead stuff and like the witches and all that?
No, that you're thinking of Hunt.
Okay.
No, Crucible was like Overwatch, just more slower paced and bigger.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's the same concept of abilities and capture points, and you know what I mean.
And they took it offline in what, just a couple weeks, months?
A couple months actually. It lasted. It was like a 6 month or 8 month escapade. It was pretty good, and then it just went.
Speaking of Amazon, guess who got invited to a certain game again?
Oh, really? Are you allowed to talk about it or no?
No. So I can't talk about the game, but I could talk about the email that I got. I don't have it up on screen to read it word for word like I did last night to those guys in their Discord. But they thanked me for their harsh and critical yet very informative feedback that I submitted on the game, and they're like, here's a key to go through this stage that nobody's playing.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Are we allowed to talk about what game it is?
Probably not.
Okay.
Well, Amazon doesn't exactly have a lot of games out. They
Right.
don't have a lot coming out, so it's easy to figure out which one it
Yeah.
is.
Got it.
But well, I mean, you could. I guess we could talk about it.
I thought
I'm
that
not
was
gonna
supposed
talk
to be
about
released
game
already.
detail. That should have been out, and they pushed it back. It needed a lot of work because, well, it's a beautiful, stunningly beautiful game. Playthrough, the settings, the lighting, everything, absolutely gorgeous game. Animations are really nice on it. Art's done really well, but it was very anemic when it came to the content of it. So you get to a certain point and there's not really much you could do, and that was probably the biggest problem with that game then.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, do you think that was do you think it was because they only provided X amount for you to go through, or was it just?
No, they pushed the game back. That was everything.
Oh,
we
that was
found out,
okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Sometimes it's hard to tell because some of them, when they give you like games to beta or to test, they don't give you all the content, so you have no idea. Like, well, it's hard to judge. Like, where's this going? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that was basically everything. So.
Gotcha. Well, that's awesome then. That's good. I have nothing exciting with gaming news or anything of the sorts.
Nah, not really. I haven't really.
I have nothing I'm excited for either. Like, well, besides like Nier, I have Nier that I'm excited for. And,
when's that coming out?
April, I think.
Is it?
Maybe the end of this month. I don't even remember. But
Well, what else? There's that one coming out.
I have no idea what else is really coming out this year.
I know they have, what was that? What is it? Outriders? Or something like that they're coming out with. It's kind of like Destiny-ish.
I saw people playing it, but I didn't pay much attention to it.
I
know
that was pretty good.
That's more like what's it called? Like Division, right?
Yeah, something like that. Weird, some shenanigans of the sort. With Division, Destiny, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else they have coming out. They have Biomutants coming out this year.
The hell is that?
That was a game they teased in, I think it was E3 last year, or not E3. Was it Xbox? Was it Microsoft or Sony teased it, and they pushed it back like 2 or 3 times already? Let's see.
I have no idea. Do you have anything you're looking forward to, Doctor, coming out?
Yes and no. And I have to explain this because my passion for the Battlefield series knows no end.
6.
They're supposed to show it off finally come, I guess, April or May.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors are it's a departure back to modern warfare setting, and it's supposed to be more akin to Battlefield 3 and 4, which, if that's the case, then that's absolutely fantastic because they literally defecated all over that game series with Battlefield 1 and Battlefield, we'll say V.
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield 5 was one of the biggest letdowns I've ever had in gaming ever.
Wow.
It was so bad. And I'm kind of cautious about it. And the reason being for that is because they said that it's coming along nicely. It's ahead of schedule, but yet they pulled like Criterion Games, who does the Burnout series games, to go work on it. They have Dice LA and a couple other studios assisting them. That could either mean, it's coming along so good, they just want to load it up with extra content and add all these extra features and polish it up. Or it can mean that the game is a shit show again and that they need somebody to save it from the ashes.
Right.
May 7th. They're doing the whatever with Battlefield 6.
Yep.
I have it right here. It's an article on Google, but Resident Evil, the Village, Resident Evil Village, that'll probably be good.
I never played 7.
7 will scare the crap out of you.
I know. I never played 7 yet, so I'm not really looking forward to it because I like the I kind of like the more campy Resident Evil stuff, like the real, like not really scary, like the campy, weird writing story stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know why.
Ashes of Creation would probably be another one that's coming out. I think it's coming out this year.
Right, that's like the more traditional MMORPG, isn't it?
Yep, funded by a guy that was a self-made millionaire who's big
Yep.
into tabletop games, dice games, card games, and he was just super into MMOs. So he kind of created this on his own. Got a ton of backing supposedly then, and it sounds once
This is
again it sounds like a love letter to MMO players, like old school MMO players. Where if they pull this off, it's going to be fantastic.
this is what it's going to sound. This is what it sounds like to me. It's probably going to be awesome. It's probably going to be like the love letter to the people that older people that want like an MMORPG again. They'll probably get into it. They'll probably love it. But I think they're going to get probably a crowd of like WoW players, for example, that'll come in there and be like, "Nah, this doesn't work the same way WoW does. Nah, it's not for me. This game sucks. This is stupid. Yada yada." And they'll probably speak so highly that it'll overshadow lots of stuff and it'll actually hurt the game, I would think.
I kind of doubt it, to be honest with you, because World of Warcraft it's on its way out. I mean, the series has been bleeding out now since I would say, well, Cataclysm was still okay, but it was going downhill. So what was after that? MoP when we're playing that?
Yeah.
It's just been in free fall ever since then, and every time they're like, we hear you. Here's this. They added Torghast and Shadowlands, which was fantastic. I loved that, but everything else about the game was just it just got so super boring, and it was kind of shallow overall. So I haven't played it since then. So
I couldn't tell you the last time I touched WoW. Missed.
I feel like it kind of sucks though, because I feel like if another MMORPG comes out and it's good and people are enjoying it, we just live in a world now where everything is instant opinions and communication of every single person, yada yada yada, and it's going to instantly be compared to everything. Like no one could just take a game for what it is. That's the problem. Is like people have a hard time picking up a game and just being like, "Let me enjoy this." The first thing they do is, "Oh, this reminds me of this. Oh, this is like that. They must have borrowed this. They did that. They did this. They did that." And like, and it's like, what is that? It's this, that, this, that, the combination of this, that, this, and like, there's really, I don't know. People just can't let games be games sometimes. I don't know.
Well, that's what they're going to do though. So like the guy behind it, he's very upfront and open. He's like, these are the games that I'm taking my inspiration from. They're the games that I loved. I'm just so happened that I'm financially able to actually do this on my own. And he's not going to bend a knee to anything like that. And if they could pull off what they claim they're going to pull off, the game is going to be absolutely amazing as far as mechanics and everything like that goes. The biggest thing with MMOs, and we discussed this numerous times. I know, Bren, we discussed it so many times. As much as I shit on World of Warcraft, it has the best gameplay out of any MMO. The movement, the field, and the fluidity of the combat is unmatched. So that's the same thing like Diablo. I think, a Path of Exile, it's far more content and has much better premises about it. I mean, they update it constantly, but it feels off. It feels sluggish. There's something wrong with it. And that's the same thing. Like, I know you have a lot of Grim Dawn fans, but when I played that, it's the same thing. It's missing something in that fluidity.
I gotcha. Now, does this, do you think asset creation, do you think all that, do you think that's going to be fluid? I don't think it is. I don't know.
Well, from the videos out there, it looks like it's kind of there, but that's going to be one of those situations where you don't know what it's going to be like until you actually like sit there and play it and you're moving the character itself. They have a lot of, there's not really much of that instant cast stuff that I've seen so far. So a lot of them have like, the animations are like wind ups to everything, the big spells and big hits and stuff like that. So you got to take that into account. Its movement is more akin to probably more like Guild Wars. I want to say Guild Wars 2.
Okay.
From the looks of it, because the agility to it.
Because I've played a lot of them. I mean, I've played a lot of MMORPGs, and I have never played one that even plays anywhere near as good as Warcraft does.
There is one, and what will say it, but I can't talk about it. The rest of the details, and that's of that special Amazon game.
Gotcha.
The gameplay of it, fantastic.
Really?
Yep. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, that's
so
exciting
I think
to
they
hear.
built it more as an action game than an MMO. They built the platform to be that.
Right. That's like the number one thing. If you're going to sink days and days and weeks and months and years of your life into an MMO, that thing better play friggin' good. You know what I mean? Like, it better feel good. I'll agree with Ryu on that one. That Guild Wars 2 is really close to WoW. It is. Guild Wars 2 is next to WoW the second, like, the best feeling MMORPG I ever played.
Yeah, it's the second best easily. Yeah.
You know what was pretty, and I'm an MMO, I mean, I'm not really, I know, like, what you guys are saying about WoW and, like, you know, stuff like that. I got for a little while into Final Fantasy 14.
Mm-hmm.
And that's had a very similar feel to all of that, too, as well. I mean, with me being more of a Call of Duty Final Fantasy fan, it kind of felt more, I felt like I knew more. You know what I mean?
I never played it before.
It's like a WoW. It's like an MMO like that.
I play that too. It's very well done. Beautiful settings, actually great art. You know, naturally, of course. But it's GCD, the global cooldowns of between abilities, far too long. You just feel like you're sitting there. And for a lot of the classes, at least I played with it.
Yeah,
it's you're doing a combo, so you're doing and it's not like a rotation, you're doing a sequence in that game as opposed to a rotation.
That's how Warhammer felt too. Warhammer and Star Wars: The Old Republic. Warhammer, was it the old one? Warhammer,
that terrible one we played.
Yeah.
Oh God, that game was.
But I'm trying to think. There was that
game was awful.
Star Wars, the Knights of the Old Republic one or whatever, you know, like that stuff. That's the same thing where it had those. It was like, if it was, I don't know if it was server side or our side. I don't know what side, but there was something. You hit an ability, it felt like it was like a tiny delay to everything. Then the GCD's waiting, and like the triggers and the responses didn't feel good. And then I go into like Warcraft, and I'm like, wow, this instantly feels good, like instantly. You know what I mean?
Right, and part of that is too. A lot of it is the animation systems of the games. Warcraft, like, yeah, your character might look like convoluted a little bit with their movements and stuff like that, but I think they mask some of that latency and responsiveness by how well the animations are blended together in the movement, so it tricks you into feeling more fluid compared to the other games. They do have that a little bit of jank to animations and stuff like that, or they're overly simplified animations, and I think that's part of what it is.
The Old Republic has the same GCD and time scaling to WoW. It doesn't feel nearly as good as WoW. You can't kite in that game either. You can't. I remember I played a clone trooper. You can't do any kind of kiting. You can't like strafe kite people in it. It doesn't work the same. Like the way you have to swing the mouse around and move the camera while kiting, you cannot do it in Republic. I tried. I played it for a while. It is not the same. It is nowhere near as fluid.
Aren't they redoing something with an MMO of Star Wars?
Yeah, there's another one in the works. Who knows what it is, but I guess we'll find. No, sorry, they don't know if it's an MMO or what it is yet. Massive Entertainment, who does the Division series, which I love. They took on the Star Wars franchise to make a game. If it plays like the Division,
that'd be neat.
I'll be enthralled with it then. And I don't even like Star Wars. I hate it. I beat up people that like Star Wars.
They are making another what the hell is it called? The one I was playing, Star Wars. I don't even know the name of these freaking.
What's the Fallen Jedi or Fallen Order or something like that?
Fallen Order. There's a second one of those that they're making.
Well, yeah.
I'm pissed they didn't do a deal. I mean, I'm happy they're doing a second one to continue on with the story, but I feel like they could have added more to that game at the end.
But yeah, like Age is correct though. Like just like Dota is the better game, League of Legends plays better, more smooth, so it makes it more fun.
Right.
But the Fallen Order, and the reason why, and you would never think this, but like the reason why that moved good and played good and it was just a good game was because it was made by Respawn Entertainment, who makes Apex Legends, and this is the weirdest part about it is they're known from being Infinity Ward, the creators for Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like Zampella and what's his face, I can't remember that dude's name, but they did the original Modern Warfare that was the trendsetter. From there on out, every shooter was that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was worth it, and it should be because it was really, really a good game for them.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
What the hell was I gonna say? When you were talking about the Dota, I never played Dota before. I mean, I know about it, but I never played like
I never
Dota.
have.
I played League of Legends, but I never like got
I
into
tried
it.
getting into League. I couldn't get into it, but then again, too, it could be just because I wasn't sure how to play it.
It came out at like the perfect time for some people, but it came out at the wrong time for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like like when I can never say anything bad about it, because to be good at it and to know and memorize all these things and have strategy, I know Age is a really good League of Legends player, but to be there and to know all these things, you have to put in a lot of time and effort. You know what I mean? But when that came out and people were doing it, I was still hardcore into StarCraft 2. So like, it's gonna sound really, I guess, as what's the word, as elitist as you can be on video games, or whatever, because who gives a crap at the end of the day. But I was very much like, when it came out, I was still playing World of Warcraft and playing StarCraft 2, and I tried it, and when I tried it, I feel like my nose went right into the air. Like, this is as soon as it came out, I put my nose in the air, and you can ask Doctor, he was around it, and I was like, what do you mean? You just micro these characters? What is this for people that don't know how to play StarCraft? Like, you don't even have to macro or anything? Like, what is this for people that just can't be good at real-time strategy? And that's like literally what I thought of that game. It's so snobby to say, but that's how I was, and I never even like gone back to it, because I literally was such a snob about it.
No, I don't mind it. I wish I could get more into it. I tried when Blizzard came out with that Heroes of the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Which was basically,
I liked it. It was slow though. It's slow.
It was slow. I mean, it was neat concept to add like all the stuff into like all the games they own, and add all the characters and you can play them.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that game died right off the end of the world. I feel like just went.
That's actually a good question. Why did that game fail?
Because it played bad.
I only played it for like a month, not even a month, and I didn't think it was bad.
I thought conceptually, I enjoyed it. I liked how there was a whole bunch of different maps, and I liked the maps, like how they had different themes and like different things were happening.
Right.
I thought it was super cool, but I thought it was slow.
They based the maps
though.
off of the games, didn't they?
It was Blizzard. Blizzard killed the game itself. It felt super slow. That was a very, very big problem with the game. It just felt slow. It was responsive, but it just felt really slow.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just overall, like, the content of it was kind of lacking a little bit in there, like your improvement system and stuff like that. Like, no like itemization technically and stuff. Just the janky skill tree type thing.
But
it was oversimplified, and that's what it was. What they did, what Blizzard does, they
oversimplified it.
Casual players,
casual
players, they go off all the time, and that was it.
Because I mean, I felt like going into it, I thought they had multiple like map varieties and different like modes to play in, versus like League, which at the time was one map for like 5 years. You know what I mean?
It's still one map.
Oh, well, it was still one map for the entire. Yeah. So I thought it offered a lot more. I don't know.
It did. It had the potential, but of course, Blizzard pull the Blizzard. They Blizzard their own game at this point.
Ryu said the Heroes of the Dorm stuff was doing really well for them. That was, what was that, a college like tournament for Heroes of the Storm? Got it.
Correct. Yeah.
Mobile wise, it was on the higher end of average.
I liked it.
Oh, go ahead.
But I just, again, one of those things that I'm just weird. Multiplayer games like that, I just can't do it on my own. I don't know why. I mean, I understand it's really not multiplayer. It is, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But
it had the making to be something great, though. Like, that's what I don't understand. I mean, you're taking all of these franchises by Blizzard, and then all these characters are in. Like, it's like, what? You know?
Right,
like,
and then it was no.
They should have just made a fighting game at that point. They made like a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat.
The problem we get into is just how all these major developers, publishers are just catering to casuals to make a quick buck. And what they want to focus on anymore is you get that huge burst of new players from it and stuff like that, gets all the hype. Those players leave. You kind of oversimplify it or do something stupid with the game to try to keep pandering to like these ultra casuals, and it never works. It never works for people.
That makes me want to ask a question. So what do you guys think about as far as game developers? Like if you were to be a game developer, or if you could ask questions to game developers, how do you want them to do things? I'll start by looking at my side. I know that people want, communication, and everyone always talks about communication. The devs should be able to talk, and we should be able to give our opinions, and they should listen, and all this kind of stuff. Me personally, I'm completely opposite, but I'm not looking at probably the same kind of games that you guys are looking at. You know what I mean? I'm looking more. I always look more for indie games that are mostly single player. So when I look at that, I'm just like, no. You do exactly what you want to do, and don't listen to any of us because we will ruin it for you. Like that's how I look at it.
Right.
So, how do you? What's your take on that?
I'll steal this real quick. One, these developers and stuff need to stop spamming games out multiple times, like so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
They're just. It's like Call of Duty. Don't get me wrong, Call of Duty comes out, but it's like there's these games that you'll see the same developer bring out 3 games in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I feel like they just need to slow down and focus. Now, another thing that's killing things is way too many DLCs. Basically releasing games half-assed that are finished. And here, we'll throw you 16 DLCs out.
Right.
Like, why do it? Then why not just release the whole game at once? Like it used to be.
I've made that point when I bought games from Nintendo up to PlayStation 2. That, you know what I mean? Up that entire era, I bought a game, it was done, and that's it. I didn't have to, there was no launch day update and then DLC a month later. It doesn't exist. The whole game was there.
And even the whole thing, and I know EA got waffled for this one, for the microtransactions with Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. How many games do it? Really, realistically, how many games microtransact?
A lot, all of them.
But then what? But see, what makes no sense to me is why did EA get the brunt of it when Call of Duty's 100 times worse?
Because it was deliberate pay to win.
So it's Call of Duty.
Well, Call of Duty they found glitches with certain skins and stuff like that, apparently, or bugs or something. But it was legit pay to win to get a card that would take you who knows how many hours to get. It was hundreds or thousands of hours to have a chance to get it, and it was game breaking, meaning when you had that card, you had a true advantage over everybody else.
Well, rightfully so. You spent thousands of hours on it.
Right, but the problem then was that people could just buy it. That's the problem.
Well, I'll go back to Call of Duty because Activision got
people like it though too. They put that out there that people do like microtransactions because look at the mobile gaming industry. You can't stop it. It's unstoppable. It's so much money.
But I'll go, since I play Call of Duty so much, I'm going to go Call of Duty. Activision claims, plain as day, came out that if you turn around and buy skins that give you tracer bullets, you instantly get buffed and thrown in lobbies with people who do not spend money. Why?
Yeah, now was that actually proven, or was that
yes,
a document
it was. No,
that they found?
It was both. It was both, because there was people that I've seen take videos and they'll take like whatever gun has tracer rounds and they you know what I mean, like the one gun that comes with it and one doesn't, and they would do like core or hardcore and they would match the same distance, same spots, and it would physically prove that the tracer rounds were more powerful than the actual gun itself.
Yeah, that's broken.
Same thing with the skin, and that's what it is. And I've noticed it playing because I don't spend money on any of the skins. I could care less. I just want to play the game. And I've noticed that I get thrown into a boatload of lobbies that people just have tracers out the wazoo, and it's like you get shot through everything. Oh, there's 14 feet of steel in front of you, dead. But you can't shoot through a piece of paper.
Yeah, and then they have like those skins like where they're wearing like all black and they're blacked out.
Yep.
So you can't pick them out so well and stuff. That got a lot of controversy.
That too, and also my other gripe with they've gone with just shooters in general. Call of Duty, things like that. They need to stop I understand people like customizing. I get it. But they really need to lay off the variants, like the blueprints of weapons. There are so many that it's just like whatever happened to the old school Call of Duty when you would get a gun and you could just put on like 3 attachments and you're done.
Well, that's the problem when you go to a free-to-play environment versus an upfront cost on something. So they got to recoup their costs somewhere, and people, you won't even realize. It's kind of like when you go to a casino and hit a slot machine or something like that. You know, like, I'll hit the penny machines, quarter machines, whatever. You keep throwing in and buying these $5, $3, $10 skins and stuff like that, and you don't realize how much money you're actually spending. The most notorious, and some people here in chat will get this right away, developer for this is Wargaming, World Tanks, World of Warships. I have never seen such vicious microtransactions and exploitation of their consumers in any game ever. They are awful, terrible.
They're expensive too, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, unless you figure a boat is cheap for $70. We had in our clan the one time, this one guy, they come out with special packages for the holidays and everything like that. And this one guy bought multiple packs there, like $230 or whatever for a tank and like a skin, and it comes with gold and silver, like gold currency to buy things, and it was just outrageous. They exploit people so bad, it is unreal.
There's I want to throw this in there too. It's not really a devil's advocate, but I'm just looking up at the other side. Is, do we ever think sometimes though that it's most people aren't really, like, they use the word gamers. Most people aren't really gamers though, too. You know what I mean? I feel as though like even like at work or something like that. You know, if I talk to people that also play video games, it seems like everybody plays video games, right?
Right.
Why is it that everyone I talk to about video games, they're like, "Oh, you stream?" Yeah, and they're like, "What do you play?" They never heard of one game I play. Why?
So they follow the meta.
You're not a video,
they just follow the meta. It's like mainstream. They just follow mainstream stuff.
Right. Like, me personally, I'm like, if you've never heard of, you know, Darkest Dungeon or like a Super Meat Boy or something like that, it's like, then you're probably not into video games. Like, you would have at least heard of it. You know what I mean? You don't have to play it, but you've probably heard of it if you like video games.
They're mainstream. And that's also...
But the mainstream doesn't care. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, no, they don't. No,
that's why the companies don't, you know, that's why these companies don't change what they're doing. These AAA companies, because they're making money on people that actually don't care about video games.
Well, you know what it is too, and I'm going to go on the span of everyone and their mother streaming, thinking that they're going to make millions of dollars. It's the same concept, in my opinion. It's mainstream. Oh, people play video games for a living. These high-end streamers have been doing it for 10 plus years, and they're making, you know, a living out of it. These people think that they can do it, so they're like, "Oh, I need is a PC, and I can turn around and become a millionaire if I play Call of Duty, it's or something like that, or Apex, or whatever." And they think they can sit there and just be like, "All right, I'm done. Quit my job. Here we go."
Yeah, the like all these streamers out here, every single one of these streamers out here, oh man, they disgust me. Every single one of them. I do mean all of them.
You're very welcome.
But it's true though. Like I don't think the industry cares, because I think that the people that are playing actually don't care. You know what I mean? Like, they're not actually, like, they're not really into video games, you know? Like, I've talked to so many people that are just like, I want to try streaming, or I want to try doing whatever. I don't know what I want to play. What do you mean you don't know what you want to play? Like, don't you have a million to choose from? Yeah, but I don't know. I never heard of that or tried that or seen that or this and that. And it's like, you don't like games. Like, that's how I get. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we get in this discussion again. You don't have to like all games.
No, but what I mean is, but like for you, for example, you play a lot of FPS stuff, but you've heard of Hades, you've heard of Final Fantasy VII Remake, like you've heard of all the games that were released this year. You know what Nier Automata is. You know what all of the games are that we're talking about. You know, you've heard of Fez or, you know, Blunky,
right? Well, I mean, a lot of games I grew up in because I've been gaming for so long. But the other thing is, I got to do my homework sometimes, so I know how to trash talk you when you're streaming. So,
yeah, of
course, always.
But it is one of those things. Like, I don't know. That's why I think that the AAA is the way it is. It's because they're not talking to me. You know what I mean? Like, when they're making a game, they're not making it for me. They don't have me in mind at all, because I'm gonna hate what they're making. Like, if they release Watch Dogs 3, I don't care. I'm never going to. You know what I mean? I won't even look at it. But that's not for me. That's for the person that has never heard of video games before. To me, sorry if you like Watch Dogs.
I mean, not all games are made for everybody, and that's the thing. It's the same thing like the food that we eat, the clothes that we wear, and stuff. As long as there's something for everybody, that's fine. In my honest opinion with that.
But it does always come down to like the big debates, and it sucks because it is the ones like the not Sleeping Dogs. What did I say? Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah. But it does always come down to the AAA companies because they're the ones that have the money and could make these big like experiences. You know what I mean? And you just don't get to experience them because they make sucky games most of the time. But go ahead.
You really have to look at it this way though too, is we might think they all suck in all these games, and even I come to that realization, and I'm very hypercritical on things. Even I realize though, if the games that we put on the pedestal, and we'll say even your smaller indie games that you like so much, right? They break 500,000 copies. It's like, oh my God, it's a triumph. They break 1 million copies. Oh my God, 2 million. Oh my God. Here you have companies here like, Activision and Electronic Arts, like, well, Battlefield 5 only sold 11.6 million copies, so it was a failure.
Right.
So imagine that.
But here's what I expect though out of like a AAA game. This is what I expect. Remember like Halo, like the first one. This is like I remember when Halo came out, and it was like you're buying a console to play the damn game because that's how hyped and awesome it was. And you have a campaign that lasted like 30 hours. That was freaking awesome. And then when you're done with the campaign being awesome, you got multiplayer to last you the whole year. You know what I mean? Like that's a good game. Like that, to me, that's what AAA games should be. Like it should be like Halo or whatever. Like it should be.
Makes you want to, like, you come home, you wake up, you do whatever you gotta do, and you want to get right back on it.
Yeah, like and this should be like if they're console specific, it should be that where it's like so good that you're just like, I need to buy that console. You know what I mean? Not that I'm saying that that's how it should be. It's just
the excitement of it.
Yeah, like they should be that good. Even what was that one game that came out? Was it 2 years ago? That was that big Microsoft one or whatever that was coming out. That looked friggin' awesome, but then just like instantly tanked. It was a shooter. It was a shooter. It was like sci-fi. There was rocket packs.
You sure it wasn't Anthem?
Anthem. Yeah.
I love that game.
It's EA.
It's an EA game.
But like when I saw that at first, I was like, "This."
I was impressed.
I was impressed, and I'm like, "This isn't really for me," but I'm impressed. But being that I don't really trust these things, I waited, and I'm glad I did. I didn't buy it, but like that bums me out. Like that could have been Halo, though. Like that could have been the next Halo. Like why wasn't it?
That was a great game, and I enjoyed Anthem. But again, once you finished it, it's like, what do I do? It was so short that it's like, what do I do?
Well, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it. But that game being movement focused and things like that in certain regards, the reason it failed is because of the developer behind it, which was BioWare. Overrated developer. I don't care what anybody says. They make good games, but I never thought that they deserved to be elevated as highly as they are. Same thing as like Bethesda, in my opinion. But
yeah, Age is saying a better games versus more fun games. Halo was not the best FPS to ever come out, but it was easily one of the most funnest FPS. Yeah, I agree, but I think it was. I wouldn't call it the best one, like the best FPS ever. I'm just meaning that like a AAA company is going to release this game, then they release it, and you're getting this huge campaign and good multiplayer, and you actually got something worth $60. You know what I mean?
Not 16 DLCs that are $30 a piece.
And where the general consensus goes, this thing's awesome. You know what I mean? Like the general consensus liked it. Like that's more, I guess, what I meant.
Well, it's harder for them to come across this anymore because everything's multi-platform, right? But so that leaves it down to there's one leader out there that could pull this kind of stuff, and they still focus on it, and it's the reason why they're going to win this gen, like they won the other gens and last gen, for example. And that's Sony. Sony has the in-house developers that could pull that kind of stuff. The Uncharted series, fantastic. Multiplayer was okay, but the story was so good on it, I felt that was worth $60, for like the Uncharted games. Fantastic games. I mean, they just God of Wars, they have those exclusives that command you to buy their console, basically.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Ryu said BioWare fell off the table after ME3. They lost other actual talented people. I agree. My Mass Effect is one of my favorite series ever, and when the remaster comes out, you're damn right I'm playing it. I can't wait. I can't wait to play it again. I thought Mass Effect was one of the greatest things ever.
It was.
No, like when someone wins a Super Bowl World Series and then changes teams. Yeah,
That's about right.
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't really pay attention too much to a lot of the AAA stuff because it's just I've realized that a lot of it isn't for me. You know what I mean? Now there's some stuff in there that is, like, of course, like Doom. You know what I mean? Like the new Doom, all that kind of stuff. Like that's
Right.
for me. That's 100% for me. You know, but I don't think it's for everybody. I don't know.
That's the thing. It's not going to be that way. At least there's something for everybody. But it's just my point being to all this type of discussion with this is watching your favorite franchise that you loved throughout the years get watered down and diluted because these developers start chasing after a very casual market, a market that doesn't want to play those games in the first place and never played them, and they target them and then forget about their core audience. That's the major problem that I have. But
Okay, I'm trying to think of a couple more examples because I feel as though I feel like I've experienced that, but I just can't. I can't think of the names of the games.
But Battlefield was that. Like all it was Battlefield was kind of a hardcore niche game that people loved, and 3 and 4 took off because they adopted some stuff from Modern Warfare that was actually positive. Then Battlefield 1 came out, and then 5, and they were just reskins of Star Wars Battlefront, which is a heavily casual focused game. And it just felt like Battlefront with a different skin, and then that's what killed that game off, I think, basically. That's why I'm worried. I'm excited, but I'm also very hesitant, but yeah, worried about the new Battlefield 6. I hope it's as good as they claim.
I do too, and the only nice thing with Battlefield, which I like, one, it's more, I guess we can call it somewhat more tactical, but also the realism of it. Bullet drop's a thing. Call of Duty, you can shoot 400 meters in a straight line.
I do remember I played a Battlefield.
Destructive, but like even like destructive buildings and stuff, like the surroundings around you. You know, and someone shoots an RPG at a building or a tank shoots at a building. Guess what? That building's going down.
That's what my favorite part was with Battlefield 3 and 4 is getting a sniper rifle and trying to do bullet drop, like long range bullet drop snipes.
Right, you actually had to change the distance to zero it and everything. Like that was realistic to it, and that's what made it nice.
Yeah, I did like that kind of stuff.
That was one of my favorite things about Battlefield was all that stuff. You know, even with the rifles, you shoot a rifle too far, it drops, just like in real life.
What do you?
Okay. It was like a good balance there. So Battlefield isn't the most realistic. Like if you want to play like a lot more realistic stuff, you have stuff like Squad. But the problem is they have to strike that balance because hyper realistic games just don't work. Like I'm very, very big into shooters, as you know. But Escape from Tarkov, even I couldn't stomach playing that, for example, and that was all the rage because it's too much realism even for me with it. So
I never played it, but I know I remember when you were playing it. It was just it's not even Age said it well. If it's too real, then it's not a game anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, like there's still like, again, Battlefield had the nice balance.
It did absolutely.
And that's what I've liked about it. That's why I would rather, like, if someone said, hey, you have these two games, Call of Duty and a Battlefield, you could pick one, I'd go Battlefield all day. 100% all day.
Ryu mentioned something in chat he was talking about you know, when someone changes teams or does whatever, sometimes the talented people just go solo or join other place. What about Mike Morhaim's new company? I still have that, like, I'm waiting to see whenever they go public. I'm buying stock in them. I have much faith. What do you think? You don't know?
Depends on what the game is that they're doing.
I feel like if it's Mike Morhaim and all like the original dudes, or like a lot of the old school dudes that were like the original Blizzard team that are all doing this new company, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to do something awesome. Now, what kind of game will they do? Who knows? But I mean, I'm sure whatever it is will be all right. Maybe.
I mean, look at Torchlight was whatever it was that Blizzard team that did Diablo 2 and stuff. That was kind of founded by a lot of people from that. It was an okay, goodish game, but it still wasn't as good as Diablo. So you gotta watch with that and be a little cautious, I think. But
well, right. You were not wrong there.
Yeah, Diablo 3 was probably the one that I don't know if it's the one, but that's when you were talking about before about games that just start to come out and they just start to do things and they kind of get completely farther away from what you like in the first
They
place.
rush. It's like almost that, or they rush it.
Well, they start to do stuff that's not originally the reason why you like something. You know what I mean? That's kind of, I think, what I felt about Diablo 3. Because if you play it now versus when it first came out, they're two different games. You know what I mean? To some degree.
Right.
I kind of liked Diablo 3 better when it first came out than now, even though now I will say there's a lot more to do and there's, obviously
I
tons more
haven't
going
touched
on.
Diablo 3 since it came, maybe 6 months after it came out.
That's what worries me for Diablo 4 though. Like I'm kind of like, that's what I think about. Like there's like those like Diablo 2 for me was something I really care. Like I really liked it. Diablo 3 I liked a lot in the beginning. I don't mind it now. I think it's still a good game. But that's like the transition game into 4, which is where they make the game that's no longer what I want, I think. That's what I think, but I don't know.
They kind of pull away from it. Like I don't want to say the roots of it, but I guess that's the best way to call it, is they pull away from the roots.
But they could do smart things like release Diablo 2 remaster like they are, and they could almost split their entire demographic. Like they're like, well, yeah, these people are going to buy our games anyway, but I don't care what happens. If they're probably going to buy both of them, but if half of them are happy playing this one, the other half are playing that one, then okay, who cares? That's probably what they do.
Which, with the remaster of 2, a lot of those people that have been wanting, like, that were in love with Diablo 2, you're going to see them, like, people like us that played Diablo 2, that you're going to see, like, all of these people that are, like, our age that loved it, or anyone in that age that loved that one, you're going to just see
it'll be huge for a while.
2, and then you're going to see people that are, like, newish to Diablo. I don't say newish, but like played like maybe 3 only. They didn't play 2. And they're going to be like, ooh, 4. So they're kind of catering to 2 ends of the spectrum there.
Right.
When you think about it, it's kind of smart because they're protecting their whole series of it.
Yeah. I don't even pay attention that much anymore, but do we know anything new and really cool about 4?
I haven't heard a damn thing.
I feel like they've released more news or something about it, but I don't know. I don't really follow these things too much.
Let's say.
Like your weapon shifting, things like that. They kind of talked about like the gear, how they want to make the loot unique. They added the rogue class or whatever to it, which kind of looks kind of cool and stuff like that. But it's still kind of hush hush yet, I think, overall.
They say it's not. Won't be out in 21.
No.
22 is a slight possibility, but it's more aimed towards late 23.
Yeah.
Early 24.
That game's dead.
There's no way it could go 2024. Yeah, no way. That's too far.
No, it can't go to 2022. It can't. Well, not with Path of Exile getting a big update like that, like a massive overhaul of the whole game coming out this year. It can't be done. This is Blizzard. They take so long to do something, and they release a final product, and yeah, it's polished, but it's still missing a lot of stuff, and you don't feel like there's enough there. That's the problem with Blizzard anymore these days.
Yeah, I'd like to know realistically why. Like, and now this is, I'm not a game developer, you know what I mean? But when you have so I don't know if Diablo 4 is on a new engine. Regardless if it's on a new engine or it's not on a new engine, it doesn't matter. The engine exists already. The engine, it works. You're already in demoing it. So like, 2 months ago, whenever they were still doing live demos of the game, all that stuff, you're able to go through, play all these areas with all these characters, do all these things. Yeah. Here's a boss you could fight. They can event with multiple people. You could all do this stuff. So much of this is already done, built, coded, already good to go. How in God's name does it take 3 years from now to finish a game? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when the hard coding's done, like, like there's a reason why there's a reason why Modern Warfare gets a new game every year, because it's on the same engine. The hard work's done already. It's just, here's the engine's done, copy paste it, we use all the variables off of this for that, maybe we make a little bit of adjustments, and slap on some new artwork assets and we're good to go. But that's how Diablo, like, if the engine's working, everything's running, why 3 more years? Why? For what? That's what I understand.
The thing, like, nobody knows that. I never get it. But to go back to Call of Duty, though, the one thing you got to remember with them is they have 3 independent studios working on a Call of Duty game at every moment.
Mhm.
You have
They
one come out.
rotate
There's
every
2
year.
others. And then you have another one come out. By the time the third studio releases, they've been working on it for at least 2 years. That's how they come out with those Call of Duties so much like the way that they do now.
Well, what?
Right.
Sledgehammer is this year, I believe.
Right, yeah.
But a lot of it to me is understandable just because I've been around it and did some of it. It's understandable to be like, this game, hey, we're announcing this game. It'll be out in 5 years. Okay. But at that point in time, they're starting from scratch, building an engine, right? Like when you're building an engine and then building everything to work off of the engine and making everything go, it's a whole different story when then I'm already using an engine. You know, like that cuts down the time significantly, like a lot. I don't know.
I mean, then you got to be worried though. Then you have studios like Bethesda using that same engine, which is by far, those Skyrim, the games are the biggest bug fest you'll ever find in any game, even the Fallouts and stuff. You know, someone figures out you roll like 327 cheese wheels down a hill, and all of a sudden the world will implode upon itself. You know, it's just such stupid stuff.
It is true.
Right.
Bethesda games are ridiculous.
Terrible, absolutely terrible. Overrated. I understand their lineage early on. They did stuff that nobody ever did and were ambitious, but now they just release junk. That's all they do. Garbage games. That's it.
I kind of have to agree with you, because when I think of all the Fallout stuff, my favorite one was like New Vegas, and that wasn't Bethesda, was it? No, it was, what's it called? It was God, I can't think of the name of the team. The same dudes that just did Outer Worlds. Obsidian, that's it.
Obsidian.
Yeah, it was Obsidian. It wasn't even Bethesda.
So they're saying, because you brought up we were talking about Call of Duty real quick. Sledgehammer said they're going to release one. It's either going to follow the Modern Warfare 3 or it's going to be a World War II, like a World at War, and follow that.
So they have 3 studios working on different time settings, because the modern one, which is Infinity, then you have those guys doing the older one, and then you had what's their faces do the Black Ops stuff.
I just hope when and if they remaster 2 Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, Modern Warfare 3, that they don't go and screw it the hell up by adding all these goddamn microtransactions and ruin it.
Let's be honest.
And stuff.
Let's be honest.
They're going to.
Here's what's going to happen. Let's be honest. It's going to have a battle royale. Totally fine. You're going to get the game. You're not going to give a shit about the story. You're not going to care about what anyone looks like. You're going to pick up the shooty guns. You're going to go into multiplayer, and you're going to start shooting people. Then what's going to happen is someone's going to instantly be cheating. You're going to scream and yell that they're cheating. And that's the same thing that just happened with every one of them. Over and over again.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they turn around and say like Modern Warfare 2, because let's face it, we all played Modern Warfare 2.
I didn't. I really didn't, but go ahead. I'm listening.
Get going. Leave. But anyway, what I'm saying is like Modern Warfare 2, the guns were in the game, that's it. The accessories, the perks were in the game. Kill streaks, that's it. They didn't add anything.
Mm-hmm.
That would, variant-wise, like you go on like Call of Duty now, there's like 16 versions of an AK for whatever reason, God knows why. They don't do that to these if they remaster these old ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hope, that they won't do that. And they also won't mess with the stats all the time. Needs to stop.
Age said when a game comes out, it needs to have one payment model. I kind of agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I don't like how they have different. There's the main killing. The double dipping is the main thing killing AAA monetization. Yeah, I'll agree. I also just what you were saying is I don't even understand why these games have to be different. Like why do they need to have stats? Like why can't it just be why do guns have to hit different than other ones? Like why does this gun have to hit different than this one? This one has to hit different than that one. Why don't you just make it all the friggin' same so then no one can complain?
I think what that is because they try to somewhat base it off of the realistic version of it.
But realistically, all those games, if someone hits you, you're dead. Like you're like,
well, right. No matter
what gun it is.
I'm talking right, but I'm talking about like real life firearm. This
Right.
this bullet travels faster than this one. This one has more stopping power than this one. I
Mhm.
think that's kind of where they come into play of trying to make it like this has this much damage. This one has less damage, but more accuracy because there's not much recoil or whatever the case.
Mhm.
But they just need to figure it out and just leave it.
Mhm.
Just done. Just leave it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so weird at those games because they're not like they're. I like them. I have fun with
I'm
them,
wary.
but
I'll tell
I'm
you
not
right now.
like I'm not like I have fun with them and I like playing them, but no part of my being gives a shit about it. Like there's no. I don't get up and I'm not like, wow, that was awesome. I can't wait to go tell my friends about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm usually like, I don't have friends. No, I'm just. But
I'm wary. With any new Call of Duty coming out from here on out that has Activision even close to it, I am very wary with buying it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care about
That's
a lot
all of them. They're
Right.
all off
Right,
that same
so-
model anymore.
Right.
Like it's always going to be the same. It's not really going to change. And yeah, I don't know. I don't like the way they do a lot of things. I like to just like you're just saying. I like to have one model. Here's a game. It costs this much money. Buy it or don't buy it. That's it.
Done.
You know what I mean? It's true, and like a lot of like the pricing of things too. Like I don't know. I guess I don't mind. There's a lot of people that like I don't know. This is the part. Like this is what I don't understand. Is I'll never understand the money behind it. You know what I mean? I know
Right.
there's a lot of people that'll talk about like even like big guys that I personally like. Like I like Jim Sterling a lot. I think the guy's awesome. But
Right.
he'll talk about how like you know a lot of the games are talking about being more than $60 now. Like a lot of the AAA games. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I
they're
get
getting
it.
there.
But I mean, that's how much they were on Nintendo. Like 30
Right.
years ago. They were $60.
Yeah,
Weren't
because
they?
Game Boy games were like $30.
Yeah.
No, they're about like 40 or so. I think 40 was like a high end.
The
was like a
price
40.
hasn't changed in like 40 years. If they
It's
started
been-
changing 70 for a game, like I personally understand, I guess, somewhat, but
Well, if I remember correctly, growing up, Game Boy games like Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color games, I think they were like $30 for a high end one,
Mhm.
brand new. I remember Pokemon like Red and Blue were like $30 to buy when they first came out.
Mhm.
I think the games were somewhere between $30 to $40 at that
Right.
point.
Got
Like
it.
I'm going back, back around that time, 95 area-ish.
Yeah, the price hasn't changed in like 40 years.
It goes up, but like it's not drastic. Like it doesn't go from like all of a sudden last year they were 30, all of a sudden they're 60. It took that amount of time to go from 30 to 60. You know what I mean?
I mean, for perspective with it from the NES era, I specifically remember I bought my mom bought me a Nintendo for Christmas, the NES with Rob the Robot and stuff like that. And I remember when Super Mario Brothers came out, and I wanted to get it because I remember playing it in the arcade. It was $60 when Super Mario Brothers came out on the NES. It was that much money.
Yeah, the 30 to
I
40
don't
range
remember.
was Game Boy stuff. And Game Boy stuff
Yeah.
was always cheaper. But the NES, the Genesis, the Super Nintendo, they were $60 games.
Were they? I see. I don't remember. I when I was growing up, like
Yeah.
little like that, I was hardcore into the Game Boy games.
Yeah, they were always half price. They were $30 roughly.
Yeah. See, it's been so like I couldn't remember that because like don't get me wrong, I played console games like I did,
Right.
but it wasn't like one of those like
So on one hand, I'm very weird with the whole discussion and the debate about it. A lot of people give like even Jim Sterling was giving like a lot of game developers shit for wanting to charge say $70 for a new AAA title.
there's
or
already a
whatever.
game out that's $70.
I don't. I mean, I
PS5.
don't. I guess I personally just don't. It's inflation. I mean, it's been 40 years. 40 years we've been paying the same
Yeah.
price. Like the game now cost way more money than Mario. Like you know what I mean? Well, who knows?
Right.
Maybe it was different. I have no idea. But
Right, but you're right.
it does. There's. I mean, it makes
$10
sense
to
to
go
me,
up in
but-
40 years is not a bad
Right.
jump at all. I mean, look at stuff now. Lumber's going up almost $2 a week.
Lumber's crazy. Yeah.
But I
But-
mean, like, even like you said, like, I think there's one game now that's $70 brand new.
The only thing that drives me insane with prices of stuff, and it drives me, and like this literally pisses me off, like actually makes me mad, is I don't like when like say like an indie game comes out, right? And even if it's like a hyped up one, maybe it's like a popular one that won awards at conventions or did whatever, right? New indie games coming out,
Mhm.
they usually release for like $15. You know what I mean? They're usually
Right.
like $14.99, $19.99, right in there. But you have a $14.99 game, like say something like when Shovel Knight came out. You know what I mean? For
Okay.
$15. One
Right.
of the greatest, literally one of the greatest games ever made, period. Like I would say Shovel Knight, even though it's a redo of the NES, if it would have been made then, it would have been the best game of the NES. Like there's no way around it. Shovel Knight is that good.
Right.
That game was like $15. And everyone's like, oh, I'll just wait till it's like 75% off so I can get it for like $3. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Really? It's $15.
Because you want to know why? Because people don't. So
I'm not paying $15.
90% of people don't know what Shovel Knight was.
Or you get like an indie team of 2 people or 3 people that make the game, and the game is $15. 3 people made the game. Yeah, I'll wait till it's like $5. I'll pick it up at $5. It's like, dude, it was 3 people. It's $15. That's 3 beers. Just don't drink 3 beers. You'll have this game forever. You're gonna take a piss, on the side of a dumpster with the $15 in beer that you spent. Like, why would you spend them? Like, I don't know. That stuff drives me insane. It really does. It really does. Or like,
I like that now. I just
or
like
like instead of getting 4 Big Macs to shove down your stupid face, why don't you just get 2 Big Macs and then buy the game for $15? Like I don't
enjoy the 2 Big Macs while playing the game.
Yeah, and then they're shitting it out, and then you have this $15 game that you don't have to shit out. Now it's here forever. Like it just drives me insane. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, theoretically, you got to watch though, because sometimes McDonald's does 2 for $2 on the Big Macs, so you got to watch that. But
It's just the logic. I can't. You know what I mean?
Something else. I just gotta say this real quick because Big Ben brought up gyro. When I brought up Rob the Robot. I don't know if you guys remember that. I mean, I've been gaming since the Atari 2600. It was the old wood grain console.
Mm-hmm.
But Rob the Robot before
The
all
old
this
Woody.
epileptic seizure stuff came out. Right. That was a game that your life as a scientist depended on a very slow-moving robot that took commands by hitting it was select or start one of the buttons on the controller, and you'd hit that button, and then hit another button. And that would command the robot to either go to like red or blue with the spinning gyros. There was a thing there that actually spun the gyro.
That's all.
The robot would
you
pick it
have
up,
the
move
gyro.
it.
Yep. Yeah.
But you'd play that game, and I wonder how many people had seizures from it because you'd hit that button, and it communicated with the robot on your CRT TV by a bright flash. And I mean, it was a bright white flash all of a sudden on your screen that would just hit you right in your face. So I had to remember that when he brought that up again with the.
Did Robbie the Robot ever do anything else besides Gyromite?
That's a good question.
idea.
I don't know if you remember that, Ben, but I don't think so. I think that's the only time I ever used them was for that.
I think they had they wanted to do more with it, and they just never did. Maybe
Maybe they found out people were dying.
maybe they figured out it was pretty useless and just couldn't do anything.
Like, we got to sweep this under the rug real fast.
All I think about when you said that was the cat meme when he's sitting there and he's playing Rocket League, and the cat's just sitting there typing, playing Rocket League, he scores a goal, and the explosion's like a huge white nuclear light goes off in his face, and he just screams. That's all I pictured.
Dude, the worst thing I remember was as a kid, and I had a friend that had one too. Was that that visor? What the hell was that thing called? Virtual Boy? Is that it?
Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy.
That was one of the harshest things ever too. Those red lines, those poorly done red lines just burning in your cortex.
Did you ever see this, Blue Kid, the Virtual Boy?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if anyone's not familiar with this thing. It was a Nintendo product. You put it on your head, and it was a screen right up to your face, like the same way virtual reality is. Well,
It had a stand, didn't it?
You had a stand, yeah, that you could stick your head into the stand. You had a tripod, so if you wanted to sit down, you could stick your head in it. But they did all of the graphics were like infrared laser or whatever. It was all infrared lasers inside, and they had like a Wario game for it. I mean, they had a bunch of games, but that thing was that was Puke City for me. It like melted your brain, melted your eyes, and then made you puke on yourself. That's what I thought it was. Age had one, yeah.
That's a good way to look at it. I mean,
that was the weirdest console.
I mean, I remember back then, like, like certain groups of older people would buy them to have little kids in the neighborhood play it because they found out that it was reusable and you didn't have to go out of your way to find a chloroform dealer because that stupid thing would just knock people right out.
Oh my god. The worst games I could ever think of ever in my life are, it was around the time of still Nintendo and Nintendo and Game Boy and all that stuff, is Tiger. Remember the Tiger company made those handheld games that you could pick up at like a what were the stores back then? Like McCrory's? Is that what it was called? I don't even
McCrory's, Zares.
Yeah, Zares, McCrory's, it's like a thrifty kind of place that's not, you'd buy like those Tiger handheld games. And I don't remember how much were they, like $10? $5?
Something like that.
But they were like it was like a digital watch almost. And it was like there's no graphic, and they had like every game known to man. They had like Castlevania, Mega Man, Tecmo Football, like whatever you could think of. They had every game, and at the end of the day, it was just boop boop beep, these little. God, it was horrible. That is the worst. God damn, they probably made so much money though off of us because of product placement, putting a picture of something with a bigger name on it, and everyone buys it.
Oh, of course, horrible. Why not? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, because they would have that, and I remember they'd have like a commercial with like Jose Canseco, walking up to the plate all dramatic and calling a shot, hitting a huge home run and stuff like that. And you're like, and they wouldn't even, back then, they wouldn't even show gameplay. Mm-hmm. They would just show that, and they would just show the little handheld thing just sitting there on a table. Then you're like, oh my God, I gotta check this out. It's so awesome. And you're playing it, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
It's literally, it's like an Atari. It was literally an Atari. Just black and white Atari.
Basically, yeah.
Right in your hand. It was so bad. That was horrible. That
wasn't even that, yeah. Because the Atari at least had movement, stuff like that to it, like kind of.
That's right. There's no movement. There's no movement.
It was just certain pre-done pictures in the background would just light up on certain sectors, and that was it.
Yep. I remember I had Batman. For some reason, I had a bunch of them, but I remember I had Batman, and you'd be Batman, and you would hit the animation, so you would move like 4 frames per second. Like your character would go like 4 frames per second, like you're walking forward, but more like the background was just going this way, and you stood still, so it looked like you were walking, and then you would do like a kick, and it would be like 1 kick move, 1 punch move, and that's all you had. And there was like a 3-second delay in between all of it. God, that was horrible. That's the worst. That's the worst.
But you loved it. You loved it.
No, because I don't even think I liked it then. I think I hated it then too.
No, you know damn well you were excited as can be.
No, it was horrible. No one liked it.
You say that now.
What the hell even got us here? Robbie Robot.
Virtual Boy and then Tiger Games. Yeah.
Jesus, how did we get to Robbie the Robot? Where were we?
I brought it up because of the pricing of games.
Right. How do you feel about the pricing of games? What is your take on that?
It's fine by me. I mean, I really don't. What gets me is paying the $60 for a game that's half-ass completed. It gives you 100 gajillion other DLCs. That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. Games where the content's already there and you pay to unlock it is really bad, and they got away from that. I think they have it in the works now, but it's not on the disc or whatever, and then you pay to unlock it. That was probably the worst. As far as like these structures, games is a live service, as EA likes to say, and stuff like that. And I'm very opinionated, but I don't mind it because I don't have to buy something if I don't want to, unless I want to support the dev because I like it, or I like what they did with the skin. It's there. It's up to me. If I want to throw them $10-15 or 3,000 like I did for World of Tanks, then yeah, I mean, whatever.
What would be everyone's opinion? I'm very curious. I'm very curious of this. So, Path of Exile, for example. I think Path of Exile's business model is one of the best business models out there. Right? It's if anyone never played it, it's an RPG. It's free to play. There's years worth of content in there, right? And there's a microtransaction system that you can choose to buy more like stash space or cosmetic stuff or nothing that's there's no pay to play. You know what I mean? But most people give them tons of money because they like them so much as developers that they actually make a killing off of it, right? Doctor is one of them. What would you guys think about though? What if that game had I'm just curious. What if that game had the option to be free to play and go the microtransaction route? What if there was a pay one price for that game to buy the game and just kind of get everything? Do you think that could ever work? Is that something that could work?
You add up the prices. And I've literally spent thousands of dollars on free to play games.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because how they price the individual skins and stuff like that. If you released a game that had every skin in it and stuff like that for $60, yeah, absolutely, people are going to buy it. But the developers know that, so it's a constant income for them.
Right.
Now, some of the devs do it right, and they take that money and it's to maintain or upgrade servers. Some of them take that money to work on a new project or the next game in the series. Okay, understandable with that. Then you have other companies that just milk it dry for all of its worth, and you don't see any return of investment on a consumer level with it. It just goes all into the pockets of the hell's that guy's name? Andrew something, like from EA, for example, or Bobby Kotick.
Mm-hmm. I always thought that, like, for example, with I understand with that game, like I understand with what the hell? What do we even? What the frick game am I talking about? What is wrong with my brain?
You're talking about Path of Exile.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, that one. Because like with that one, it makes sense to me why they have like all the skins and all like the, flippity doodads and all that stuff that you would spend real money on because you want it. You know what I mean? Like if you, it makes sense to me why they have that there. Like, hey, you want new skins, you want new cool looks, spend money on it, yada yada yada. Great. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. Have 9,000 skins in there. Ask for money on them. It's a free to play game. Everything's fine. You know what I mean? My problem is when it's not a free to play game. When I pay for the game, and then they ask me to use microtransaction to buy skins. That's kind of my problem.
That's greed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's greed. It's a $60 game. No, asshole. Really, the way this works is that you should have made the game with all the skins in it because I gave you $60 for a complete game. I'm not buying a game for $60 and then or whatever, and then paying for microtransactions for shit that should just be in the game. Like that, I don't like. No.
Well, you know what else
That's horrible.
Microtransactions? It's kind of, a lot of games have gotten away from the grinding to unlock stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll use like R6 when new operators come out. If you have the season pass, you get them early. Whatever. Okay, you spent the $60 for the season pass or whatever it was, 40, 30, whatever the hell price it is. Or you could be like people like me when I played it. You just had to you got tokens for every match you played or doing challenges or whatever, and you just takes you a few days and you grind it and you unlock it. Or you can turn around and microtransact, buy the coins and buy the operator, or whatever the case, or their skin. I don't know why people just can't. It's like a pain in the butt for anyone to grind anymore. Right.
I don't like the doubles.
Well, yeah, watch that because I don't think you ever played wargaming games, Blue Kid, before. But
yeah, I have.
Okay,
I don't give them a dime. I have never given them a dime. I've grinded a living cow out of myself.
Give them a dime.
No, hold on. You'll get a kick out of this. So, I played World of Tanks for the longest time. Would you believe, without paying for anything, I have still yet to get past tier 7 on my Russian heavy line because of how long it takes?
That's what it is with it. If you played World of Warships by them, of course, surprise, if you couldn't tell by the title, they released for Christmas a ship that you could get for free, or you could expedite the process of gaining and unlocking that ship. Except they found out it would be physically impossible for you to actually freely get this ship done. You would have to play for at least 18 hours a day to unlock the ship for free. And they took a load of shit for that, but because of they're a quasi-Russian company, whatever it is with them, whatever.
Yeah.
They don't really give a shit. So they still keep doing that. And they found more ways to put loot boxes and all this kind of stuff in there.
Right.
It's crazy. If you look at the stuff they do with that game, it's disgusting.
Well, and I mean, like, I don't mind the grinding. Like, see, the thing that killed me off of playing World of Tanks was it just took so goddamn long. Like, I don't mind like grinding to unlock stuff or level up or whatever. But for hell's sake, it took me a year to almost, and I'm still stuck at the 7.
Yeah, Age was saying, Blue Kitty said the part of the grind in these games is that a lot of companies these days deliberately intensify the grind to incentivize you to buy the content.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. They need to like not make it like that.
Yeah.
Like some developer just has to come out and be like, listen, do you want to grind to unlock something? Fine, but it's not going to take you 10 years of your life to do it.
Yeah, that's why I think Path of Exile's like free to play system I think is perfect. Like I think that's totally fine. You know what I mean? I completely understand it. I just don't like a game like. Could you imagine if like a new Dark Souls game came out or something like that, and you spent full price? You know, you buy it for $60, and all of a sudden it was like, hey, if you want some new, you know, people like to dress up and have all this cool looking gear, fashion souls, people like that. You could have all these cool outlooks. You could have all that. You could have all these looks for these weapons, all that. You know, just buy one for $5 here and there, that and that. It's like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Nope.
Right.
Not happening.
Right.
Not at all happening. Yeah, Apex is free to play too, isn't it? Is Apex free to play?
Yeah, you can buy the battle pass every season when it comes out.
What does a battle pass mean? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, Chris, have it. Go ahead. Doctor, go ahead. Go for
all
it.
it is an unlock system where as you level up in it, you unlock rewards along the way for every level you go up. It could be currency, it could be skin, it could be kill quips, sprays, you know, things like that. Warzone's the same way in that. Basically, and they're not. It's a whole bunch of new content technically. Usually they're priced about $10, which isn't too bad. I mean, you could get special skins from it and stuff like that, and it's a way to get new cosmetics, and maybe there's a real cool skin. In the end, if you could get through the whole battle pass, a lot of times, I think Warzone's probably still the same way. I haven't played it in a little bit, but theoretically speaking, they give you, say, 100 currency of something, and it costs 1,000, which is $10. So every 10 levels, you get $1. Theoretically speaking, if you grind it out enough, it'll pay for the battle pass itself, or it'll pay for the next battle pass.
Yeah,
So
it pays for that's what Call of Duty does. You get enough currency in the 100 levels to buy the next battle pass.
Gotcha.
So they just kind of like they just pay for themselves if you complete it.
I kind of don't like it. This is the same thing with all these companies do this also, and Nintendo does it too. And as much as I love Nintendo, like Smash Brothers, for example, you buy Smash Brothers, you have so many characters to start with, and then all of a sudden, hey, this character's coming, and this one's coming, and this one's coming. Here you go, $10 a piece, $15 a piece, whatever they are. Like, holy crap! Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, that should be free.
I kind of wish they would have did that, like how like the old Super Smash when it was on the 64 when it came out. You had to play like this many hours. Oh, do this with this character. Oh, do that, and you unlock this character. Like, you know what I mean? Like there were different parameters to unlock a character, and it was like a secret of trying to figure out what to do in order to unlock that character.
I think stuff like that, if you're still in the same game, example Ultimate Smash, I mean, if you want to put new characters in the game, cool. Thank you for free download to the game. That's what it should be. It's not that though. You have to buy them.
Right. So that $60 game now became $150.
Exactly. That's what happens, and that's how that works. It sucks.
But I mean, so you gotta remember though, if the cost of development goes up like they claim it does, and it's been kind of proven that cost of development has gone up, as long as you could see you're getting your value out of content overall by giving them money for DLC or these battle passes and stuff. As long as the value's there, I'm fine with it. If it's there to support the servers, support new content that's meaningful, new game mode stuff, that's fine. I'm sure they have it built in that, probably their development cost for that was $2 out of the 10 that they expect. So they're still turning a big profit, but that's their way to get their money from the $60 games. Because these developers, if you listen to them, there was an article I was reading about a developer before, I forget which studio. He said technically the way these games are anymore, that for the studios to be as profitable as they're targeted to be, that they would have to release these games at 120 to $140
Wow.
in order to be profitable. We're talking like, what the hell was that called? I had one of them, Neo Geo level pricing of games.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
if it's there, and so I understand where you're coming from with it, but if that's what it is, where they're going to make their money to keep coming out with content, and look at it this way: if you have a game like, look how Warcraft was, you got to look at it the same concept of that. You have a game that you love, you want new content. It's not for free. Blizzard couldn't do World of Warcraft and then just keep coming out with, Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King and stuff, all for free for that original box price that you paid. It's not sustainable.
No, I get that. I think I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it on both directions. And I'm just trying to take it this way. So I'll go back to like the fighting stuff because it's easier for me to do that. You know what I mean? With the fighting stuff, say Smash Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't care if it's say $15 for a new fighter, and I'm gonna have fun with it and I'm gonna like it, then it's worth it to me. I don't care. Like, I don't care about the $15. It's fun to me. It's fine. My problem with it is $15 really? Like that's where I'm looking at it that way, where I'm like, okay, the game costs this much to make. You already have the engine done, the characters are already done, all the models are done. You're adding one character in program and adding more programs for some more moves and some more animations. Is that worth $15 when the whole game is worth $60 as a whole?
Right, you're paying like
one
a quarter
character
for one character for the whole game.
That's the problem, right? That's my problem. How about $5? I don't know. That makes more sense. If the whole game's $60, then why am I paying $15 for one character out of fucking 50 of them? There's 50. Like, why does one cost $15?
I'm going to say this, but the reason for this is shareholders, as much as you're going to love to hear that, because it's profitability. It's the shareholders.
And I get it. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that they're wrong for doing it. I'm just, it's something about it when I start to look at it that way, it drives me nuts. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys feel the same.
I think they should be cheaper too. A skin, a legendary skin in Apex is $18. That's a lot of money. I think they should be cheaper than that. And because I know it's an EA game, technically they should charge like $8 or $10, and I think that would be more fair. The thing that kills me with these developers is that I don't think they understand certain market types, where they don't understand the simple concept of volume, where if they price something at $8 instead of $18, they're going to sell exponentially more of the $8 things,
right,
versus the $18.
Like, why not get $8 or
right.
$18? Which one's, which? And that's the same thing with Call of Duty. Some of the Call of Duty packs are like $25.
Right. Yeah, it's like if you break it down to small.
Why? If you turn around and like make the packs, like the most expensive one say 15 and the cheapest one like 2, 3, even 5.
But I mean, you gotta admit, Mara looks really good with those cat ears on.
Oh, she does. Meow. But you get my point. The point of it is if you turn around and spend like, I guarantee you, for the amount of people that play like Call of Duty, as big as a game as it is, you cut even the price of all the bundles that you can buy by half. You know how much more money they would make, because more people are gonna be like, well, yeah, $5. Sure, I'll spend $5 on this skin. She's a good looking person. The skin looks awesome on him. Whatever. Or hey, this is a cool camo for a gun. Like, I'd spend $2-3 on a camo for a gun. Then I would turn around and just spend $25 just to get the camo and a bunch of useless stuff I don't give a fuck.
That's my problem with it, because when I look at it, I'm starting to look at it more technical, and I'm like, to tell me that it costs, say, $10 for this skin, this artist's rendition that was now sculpted on a model, and this is the skin, versus how many exist in the entire quantity of your entire game for $60. You're telling me that this is what $10 gets you? One skin? What about...
Right.
I start to look at it that way, and I'm just like,
oh God, cat.
It's overpriced. You know what I mean? But
like, I don't get why these developers don't get it. To put it very eloquently, I don't see how they don't understand that if you price something at $8, you're going to sell more of them versus 18. You're going to sell 3 of them and make $24 versus selling one and making 18. It's kind of loosely in ties to a famous quote of, it's kind of like jerking off and holding the end shut. It's just so stupid. If there's any developers out there, that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. And if you never did it, try it. It's not fun. Trust me.
Luca, does your cat have a mustache?
Yes. Here,
Okay.
hold on.
I saw this little mustache and
Come on, Minnie. Look at the camera. There it is. Oh, now she's panicking. See, yes, she has a mustache. It's a French mustache. It's just kind of hard to see it.
yeah, it's a little... I like it. I don't know. I'm always been really weird at that kind of stuff. Just because it just doesn't make sense to me. You know?
No,
what I
you're
mean?
right.
But I mean,
It's too much.
I understand certain things. Like I understand expansions of things. You know what I mean? Like I understand when something comes out with an expansion. That was one thing that like say like World of Warcraft, things like that. Like,
Right.
or their expansions would come out, but it's like that's a lot of stuff coming out. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot coming out. Like I get that. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Sorry, my cat's ass.
Jesus Christ. That's not your ear hole.
Right. Get out.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know.
It's all. Wait, what it boils down to, the stuff's too overpriced. If you're gonna add the stuff, lower the price.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I agree.
That's the way.
You
I don't
make more
mind
money.
Skin. I don't mind paying for something like that, like a customization thing to make your own.
Mm-hmm.
Like make it like your own character, so to speak. But don't make it to where like you're spending a quarter of the game or a third of the game for a stupid skin.
Mm-hmm.
$2 for like a skin, like say a gun skin, $2 for a gun skin.
I spent a bunch of money on when Marvel Heroes was a thing, when that game existed before they pulled out. I spent a bunch of money on Marvel Heroes for skins. I wanted my Scarlet Witch to be like the movie Scarlet Witch. Instantly bought that.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah, but it was a free to play game with a cool model. Like I like their business model. Love that game.
It's like I said, it boils down to it should just be a little bit more affordable. Fine
Yeah.
by me.
Yeah,
I feel like also a lot more people would buy DLC stuff if it was more affordable.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I would turn around and I'd see a skin in like a match and I'd be like, oh, that's a cool skin. And I'd go on the marketplace to see what it is. And it's like, oh, $20.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can live without it.
Right. I'm trying to remember, like, I could be, my brain's a little off here, but I'm trying to remember, like, a bigger game. Like, I'm trying to remember, like, Mass Effect, right? Mm-hmm. Mass Effect 1, if I remember correctly, that didn't have any DLC, right? Not Mass Effect 1.
So. No, I don't
Mass
think so.
Effect 2 did, though. I think Mass Effect 2
it's been so long, I don't fully remember.
I think Mass Effect 2 had DLC, and then Mass Effect 3 had DLC as well. But I kind of look at it like, why would Mass Effect 1, why did that was perfectly fine as is. There was no DLC on that. You know what I mean? It was completely fine.
Right.
Then why 2 and 3? Why does that need DLC? Why didn't it just come in the game? Like, I don't know. That's how I get weird.
Follow the meta.
I mean, then you have them, and they get the hyper greed. You have DLC. Then you have when a game launches. I mean, you could buy 3 to 9 versions of the game at launch. Because the game it'll be the base, and then it'll have the plus, and then the special, and one thing you'll get a special model for, or something like that they make money off of, like, something like that. My wingman from Apex Legends.
Oh, that's awesome. So wait, do that again. That was awesome. What is it? Where'd you get that from?
Amazon.
That thing is friggin' sick. I really like it.
But it's licensed by them, so
that's right. I like it a lot.
That's how they make their money.
Alpha Chaos said, if it was cheaper, more people would buy. Absolutely would.
Oh yeah, they make more money in the long run.
And Age was saying the skins are a bit pricey, or skins are a little pricey on the Dead by Daylight, but the character packs are like $6 to $8, and they come with 2 different characters.
That's manageable. I would be perfectly fine with paying that.
Absolutely. And Driver, Driver subscribed for 7 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's your anniversary. Thank you. But yeah, the prices are good. Yeah, I think $6 to $8 is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's like
It's
worth it.
change. Yeah,
That's worth it to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like a $60, you're getting 2-3 things that are very usable. Fine,
mm-hmm.
but tis to their own.
I'm always gonna be weird with that stuff. I think I like that gun is awesome. It's like,
It's the reload animation in the game.
oh really? Okay, that's cool. I like toys, so you know. How much was it, if you don't mind me asking?
$20.
Oh, that's even better. That's awesome. Dude, I have a bunch of Destiny 2 stuff, but I get them through like monthly things that I get, and I end up reselling everything on eBay. But I definitely have a lot of Destiny 2 stuff. I sold the those like little robot things that fly around or whatever they are.
The ghost?
Yeah. I guess I had like a kind of a rare one. I don't know what it was. I think it was red. I forget who it was for, but I had one of Ghosts. They're about this big. It was in a box.
Mm-hmm.
Sold on eBay for $50 the other day. No joke. I always have a running eBay like sales going on. As you can tell, see that shelf behind me with all those toys on it?
Yeah.
I have 3 more like that are they're all on eBay.
Whatever. If you're not
I like trading toys and keeping them. I don't know. I like toys. I like toys. Leave me alone.
You're a big baby at heart. It's okay.
I like toys. I feel like I have a bunch of Destiny stuff around.
Now, speaking that, you were talking about those things, like what ones do you subscribe to that you get like every month or whatever?
One of the Loot Gaming is a good one. It's called Loot Gaming.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought about doing them, and I just never.
Hold on, I got a new one that came in that I opened it. I took the label off, but I didn't actually like look through it.
Well, here's what we're doing. We're doing it. Here it goes.
There's that chair from the back.
It's so funny with these. Sometimes I get some really cool stuff. What are you saying?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
You know, I could listen to that back.
Well, don't worry about it.
Let me see here. Hold on. Sometimes you get some really cool stuff that I like to keep, and then others, and then
do you just get
sell.
like the base? Do you just get like the basic one, Brandon? It's like $30 or whatever a month.
Yeah, this is called Loot. It's called Loot Gaming though. Here, Doom Eternal, Slayer Stress Ball, Slayer Helmet Stress Ball.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Easy. What's this? Metal Gear Solid.
T-shirt. I mean, you can never go wrong with t-shirts.
Oh, you know what else? There was something else that was in there. That's right. I did open it up before. Pulled some kind of Blizzard. There's a Blizzard thing in there. Oh, I don't know where it went. Oh.
This stream sponsored by.
There's this little guy from Overwatch.
Nice.
Awesome.
So what is it? Just like every month, it's like different games they send you stuff?
Yeah, it's just like a theme, and then they send you a bunch of random stuff.
That's cool. Like this month, I guess this month is Skyrim, Fallout, and Deathloop.
If you ignore all the Batman, Harry Potter, and Star Wars figures around his room. What?
I love you too, Alpha.
What did Doctor say? I don't even want to know. Or do I want to know? I don't know. That thing's cool. Like a Big Daddy. That thing's awesome that I have. Big Daddy from BioShock. BioShock. Big Daddy. Not a
BioShack?
Not
what
a person.
That, like Radio Shack?
No, the BioShock. The game.
I know, but you said BioShack, so I was thinking Radio Shack.
Well, I realized I said without context, I have a Big Daddy back there, and I was like, hold on, wait.
So I we'll go back to that then. I'll ask you about this, Brandon. So did you put your order in yet?
What order?
How many dozens of eggs, how many gallons of milk are you going to be ordering? Did you have that sheet in front of you there at your desk?
What do you mean?
So we're going to do something here. We're going to face the cameras, and we're all going to shift to our right side. What doesn't match here?
Whatever the hell's on the top of Brandon's wall.
I see two.
Is that a giant ass penny?
I see two specific common concepts here to elevate your gaming skills, which are these luxurious gaming chairs, and somebody has once again the office chair from a supermarket that they're sitting on.
It's not from a supermarket.
No, it's from Office Max. Just rub your back into it and your butt and everything.
Man, you must have the sickest WPM when you're doing documents in that chair, bro.
This is I'm the CEO of a company chair, okay? Well, not really, but.
And then when you want to turn around and play a tune, you just hit the keyboard behind you.
Yeah, that's kind of far. I can't really reach that one.
That looks a lot closer than what it is.
No, that's kind of far. Oh, it's a little far away. Oh my god.
What are we gonna...
But yeah, those toys are fun. I like toys, and that's where I'm at.
You're making me want to like do that now. Like I'm sitting here looking at it, like the loot gaming thing.
It's not always like I sell most of it, like on eBay, honestly. And somehow I always make more. Like if the thing's $30, I always make more than $30.
Well, hey, dude, it's all profit. What is it, $30 a month? So you figure even if you sell 2 things at $50, I mean,
I sell everything.
3 months. That's 3 months worth of boxes without you even having to pay for it.
Oh yeah, and I keep what I like. Yeah.
What's really profitable is buying GPUs and CPUs and game consoles and reselling them too.
I did
Mr.
that.
Reseller. Oh,
I
Mr.
did that.
Resellers.
I did it.
I only sold the Xboxes, 2 of them.
One Xbox, one PlayStation.
This is why all of your listeners can't get a new GPU. They can't get a new game console. They can't get anything because of people like you.
Hey, I only did it one time.
I only did it twice.
Once.
And it was on Xboxes, not on GPUs, because I had to get my own. And I had to fight hard to get my own. I fought hard for that damn thing.
So that's why you did it to other people.
You fist fought someone for it.
Well, it was much harder. So, hold on. Let's hold on.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Listen, it was so much harder. It is so much harder to get a 3090 GPU back in November? When did I get it?
Oh, Jesus, dude. No, you got like after. Wasn't like right around Christmas or right after?
Yeah, like
I remember you told me. I think it was like January. It had to be like right after the New Year.
It was so much harder to get that GPU than it was to score those 2 Xboxes. Like so much harder.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
I had to sit there at work and F5 a website all day long.
I remember there. I remember the day
for like
you did
a week straight. For like a week straight, I F5'd the website to score a 3090.
I remember when you were trying to get the consoles the day after the pre-order. I remember that day.
Oh yeah. Just go to
3090 now. Can you even find a 3090 anymore?
I don't know. Are they easier to get now? I would think.
I have no idea.
They're still hard yet to
Are they
get.
still?
Just like 3080s and everything. It's impossible. They just released their 3060. You can't get that. They're all bought up instantaneously. AMD came out with a 6700. They all sold out instantaneously. It's just.
Is it the processor shortage? Is that what it is? Like it's a chip shortage, isn't it?
Well, no, they're releasing some stuff. They're releasing some stuff, more quantities, but there's just such a demand, and part of that's artificially by all the scalpers that are doing. Then there's a whole logistical thing. So certain things are just cut down versions, like say a 5950 AMD processor. There's a 5900 and a 5950X. Well, the 5900 is technically a unit that had non-working cores or didn't meet specification to 5950, so they repackage it so there's no waste as a 5900. But the yields are so good that there's a lot of more 5950s, and they would have to purposely cut down their chip to sell it as a 5900. Why would they do that when scalpers are selling a 5900 for $1,200? They might as well sell an $800 or $900 5850. So that's what's happening there.
Gotcha.
I thought there was a massive like chip shortage on at least with consoles. I thought there was like PS5s and stuff.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't really looked into anything computer related, like chips or GPUs, because I just upgraded mine over the past year.
Right.
So I'm not really.
Alpha Chaos said, he said, "What's up with the scaffolders? They should just limit how much people can buy in the pet trade. Some breeders will do that, limit how much is available, so pet stores don't buy at all, and then some ridiculously higher than their value." Yeah, I mean, it's all like, that's the hard part though, is that it's all They give everybody the option to do everything online. You know what I mean? And even if they do 2 or 3 limited per person, there's machine algorithms that these people are doing to buy it, and they're doing it off of every site. You know what I mean? Like if every site goes live with these GPUs or the consoles, their machine algorithm, whatever bot they're using, is tied to every site, and it's working around the clock when they're not even at their computer, and it's sitting there just going and going.
They're at their 9 to 5 job, and when they're just here's just going.
And when and what one's available, it just instantly buys what's available. That's it. You know what I mean? So even if they do limit to 3 per person, I'm sure there's ways around it. Like, is there just multiple accounts, multiple? You know what I mean?
Well, that or they have different accounts that put to different addresses. So say say for example, like you're doing it, you can only get 3. Well, then your parents' house now is on a different account. Your parents can get 3 of them, and then someone else that's in on it is 3 of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can have 9, 10, like 9 to 12, say.
Yeah.
If you just borrow like your grandmother's address, your parents' address, your own address,
right?
Your neighbor who don't give a flying cow what you do,
right?
PC companies, they're not addressing it. They're just doing. They
never will. They'll leave it go because you know what it is in the long run. They're getting their money. Who cares?
Yeah, they don't care who they sell it to. I mean, Nvidia was selling video cards directly to miners. And which they said they're not. They cater to gamers, but they flat out lied. It was on their earnings report. They don't care. They're getting their
money. Who gives a care? They don't care.
Welcome to America. Well, not even America, the world. Yeah.
Right.
No one cares.
Nope.
And even like, you know what though? Scalping is like, I couldn't even imagine being somebody that had like a bot, like an algorithm, and my job for like the next couple months was scalping systems and graphics cards. A lot more work than it's worth, don't you think? You know what I mean? Like getting like a warehouse full of 50 systems and then having to eBay them all or doing whatever. That's a lot. I don't know. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but the problem is that when you do that, you have the market cornered. Like, look at how much the consoles were going for when everyone was scalping them. Double the price.
Yeah, but I mean, is it really massive supply and demand now though? Like at this point,
not so much. It's died out.
Yeah.
Plus, everything's like all the consoles now are starting to be. Like,
before Christmas was a big deal because people wanted.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Christmas, but I mean, like now, like you can pretty much go on anything and find a PS5 at Xbox. They're starting to be popped out regularly available now, so it's not really a big thing.
Yeah, except the PC world, it's still a living hell to get anything.
Oh yeah, that I know it is.
I'm still waiting to get a PS5 once they make something other than Demon Souls. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't even know what to get on it, so I don't, and I want to get one at a GameStop because I want to trade my PS4 in on it,
Yeah, and get the upgraded, get the extra trade credit. Yeah. The only thing I have for my PS5 is Demon Souls, Spider-Man, and Persona 5. That's all I have for mine.
Well, I mean, you want to buy from GameStop because you're a valuable shareholder. You want to increase their shares.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That too, yeah. Well, that was true. I mean, I would, yeah, absolutely. I have to hurry up before their quarterly their meeting is Tuesday, which is actually a really big day. Tuesday at 5:00 Eastern time is their quarter earnings, and that's like going to be a pretty exciting day. So hopefully they don't announce that anything in my area is shutting down because
they already are.
I want to trade.
One already is.
Well, as long as one's open.
Mall's closed and Taylor is closed.
There's more though. There's one down my way. There's more. The one by us, I think.
Oh yeah, no, there is. But I'm just telling you, like right now, as far as I know, the past 2 within the last month are the mall and the one in Taylor.
Because they're going all under
digital.
Well, under Ryan Cohen,
online.
He's going to be awesome. But under Ryan Cohen, they're going to be. I think it's going to be fantastic. And they're getting into esports and all this kind of shit now and all that. But I still selfishly, I'm just looking out for myself. Like I'm happy for them, and I cannot wait for them to do everything online and be awesome. I can't wait.
That's what they're going to do. I think it's going to be strict online. That's all.
It is. Yeah, it is. But I think selfishly, again, I want to be able to trade my PS4 in for a PS5. That's all I want. And then I don't care what happens. Then do whatever.
Oh man, I'm gonna go and buy some stock right now in them. Sounds so great.
You can't. The market's closed, Doctor. You wait till 4 a.m. our time, though. You can get into the pre.
I'll put my pre-orders in.
Just make sure it's $200.27 right now.
Yep.
That's what it closed at.
I'm guessing it's cheaper to buy a built PC with the parts you need rather than an individual part.
Mm-mm.
No.
No. I just
Nope.
had this discussion with you earlier, Brandon.
Mm-mm.
Though you gotta watch with this, because how hard it is to get parts. It becomes a, do you want it now or are you willing to wait? Who knows how many months to get this? Because you could buy sometimes these days a pre-built PC, with the main hardware that you want in it for maybe the same price or $100, $200, maybe $300 more than you would normally pay, and you could have that shipped out to you tomorrow, versus waiting 6 to 8 months to get all your components together like I did. So,
Dr. Alpha, are you a fellow hodler? Are you a fellow ape hodler like myself? Just curious here, based on the comment you have to doctor.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the pre-built PC stuff is, I mean, I don't know. I don't ever go that route. That's I know not everyone knows how to build a PC. I get it. But
that's
with YouTube,
what I did. I made the mistake that I needed a PC.
Yeah.
Like years ago. I'm going back like 3-4 years ago when the 10 series was still in, the 1080 like Ti was the best one.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it right. I bought my pre-built with the 1080 Ti in it just right before, maybe a few months before the 20 series came out.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But I ended up, but it's just, but let's put it in this perspective. All right, I bought that. I didn't touch a thing on it. Upgraded the RAM, upgraded the CPU, upgraded the graphics card, upgraded the power supply, upgraded the cooling. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden that $1,500 pre-built turned into a 3,000 plus PC. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like where I could have built it where it is now for half the price.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter,
and it's not, with YouTube, all that stuff that's out there, if you take a half hour out of your day, watch a good video, watch it while you're doing it, and build your own PC from scratch. Anyone can do it. It's not hard. When you buy those pre-built PCs from all of those companies, I don't even know who is it. Who sells all of them? I know there's
iBuyPower, CyberPower,
iBuyPower, all that stuff.
Origin,
yeah. Here's what you're looking at. The graphics card is going to be big. They'll show you, hey, you can have this graphics card and this processor, right? Here's the price of it. When you open it up and when you look at what your memory looks like, it's going to look like it's complete garbage because they didn't give you good memory. They gave you a bad power supply unit. You have no idea what company it even is. Like hard drives, all that stuff. They don't put into consideration all those little. They short you on all that because they need to make money, and they make a lot of money on you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But they throw out the big things of, like you said, the graphics card. Things
yeah,
like
they
that.
throw the two things in that you're looking for, but they short everything else, and everything else is just as important. So it's I don't know. I don't believe in it.
I like I said, I did it for that reason. Would I do it again? Absolutely not. I'd rather wait. But it's one of those like, and not for nothing. I never built a PC,
mm-hmm.
and I changed the power supply, the GPU, the CPU, and the cooler out. Added fans, and I'll tell you right now, it's like intimidating when you open it up and you're like, what the literal hell do I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're afraid to break anything. You're afraid to touch it. It's like, afraid to do this and the third. But after you do it, and it's like, oh, this ain't that bad.
Once you do it once, you could do it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's not bad. Or you just invest in PC Simulator on Steam.
What do you think, Doctor? I know, Doctor, you build all your PCs too, so he's...
Correct. I just, like I was just telling you before, I finally got my motherboard and CPU and stuff, and now I have a complete, like, new generation machine finally after all this time. But I mean, I'll be completely honest, like, even I was talking to, Ryu about this and stuff like that. Paying, because if you go to certain ones and build a PC where you pick those parts out so you know what you're getting, it might be worth spending in some cases $200 or $300 to get your PC shipped to you tomorrow. You'll have it by the end of the week. You have a 3-year warranty on it, versus sitting up like I did, spamming a website at 2:30 in the morning to get my 3080, something like that. So you could be sitting there. There's people that have been waiting still from launch that still didn't get their video card, whereas those PC builders will get their own allocation from the manufacturers. is it worth that $200-300 for the warranty and to have it? You might not get the case that you want, but honestly, the prices of these things they got pretty good with some of them. You have to do your homework and make sure you know what those components are that you're clicking on.
I know a guy who got a themed case because a video game themed case. It was it's very small. It was a very small PC case. Honestly, it wasn't that big. I think it came with like a 2080 in it. It had a 2080. I don't know what kind of CPU it was. It was like $1,700 or $1,600, and I looked inside of it, and there was no cooling, like none at all. Like the cooling was garbage. There was no side fans, top fans. It wasn't liquid cooled, but the CPU cooler was just like, what even is this? It was like this big. You know what I mean?
It just sits on top of it. And
and I was just like, what is it? It's like this big. Like it was really just a 2080 and whatever processor, and then the video game themed small ass case. No ventilation. The memory was like you could actually see the chip, and that's all you saw, the chip. They didn't even have plastic over it to like a good grab position. Like it was garbage. Like I couldn't even believe it. I was like, wow.
I already know what you're talking. I have a feeling I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. I just don't want to. I don't want to.
I do. Yeah, you're right. I remember looking at that too. And I don't understand those theme typed cases like that. It makes you're spending for a look of it. And let's face it, you're using, like all of us, we're all using our PCs, gaming, streaming, everyday use. I don't care if my tower's pink. No one sees it. On my streams, on anything, does anyone see it? You know where it is? On the floor, on its little stand, right here where no one can see it. Who cares what color it is? It can be pink for all I care.
But see, I see it, and I like how the lights are like a steampunk retro type thing going on.
I mean, mine has like RGB and everything, but I just don't. I never turn it on. You know, the remotes are over here dead on the table because I just don't use it because I just don't care, and it functions how I want it to. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. That's true, and you could put that money towards something very useful, like actually a gaming chair, rather than some kind of recycled office chair that you get from like Ollie's or something like that you sit on all the time. That's not going to improve your FPS skills.
A nice mouse, nice mouse, a nice weighted mouse and a nice mechanical keyboard.
Oh, it's not even the weighted mouse now. I got this one that has all these holes in it. It's fantastic. It's super light.
I have the 502.
I have a glorious D.
I don't know. I like my weighted mouse.
Are we still talking about the mice or?
Yep. Well, actually, my mouse model is no.
I will make my computer pink. If the driver thinks it's pink, it's going to be pink.
Okay? Oh, it's constant.
It's pink. If it even works, I can even get it to turn pink. Turn pink, damn it!
What are you trying to turn on?
Trying to use my remote to see if I can change like the colors on my PC pink because driver thinks my pink, so it's going to be. And no, the remotes are dead. I'm
kind of pissed off because I liked, so on my 3090 that I have, right? I got excited for like once in my life when you turn it on, it does an RBG whatever it is, RGB whatever. RGB, but it does a strip around the whole thing. And it goes boom, boom, and it does this like cool color change
I wanted to get
across the whole card. It looks awesome. It's facing the opposite side of me, and I can't see it ever. I can't even see the damn thing, and it's awesome looking.
What irritates me, and I want to do it, but I don't want to spend the money, is those cables that you connect, and you watch like the little light go through the cables. I know you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the name of them. Someone knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the ATX cables and stuff like that. Yeah,
I would love to do that, but at the same time, no. Oh, come on, pink. There it is. It's pink. Got it. No, I'm not moving my camera to show.
Wait. So the cables pink inside your PC case change color?
You can get them too.
Those 12-pin power connectors.
Yeah,
and stuff. Lee makes them. They're called streamers. STRIMERS. They're like $120-200, and they are RGB.
Here, I'll show you them.
For one 24-pin connector.
Oh,
Correct.
hold on, I'll show you. Hold on. I will send it to you just to show you. Copy, go into Discord real quick.
The power supply unit, like even if you get like a really good, like a gold, you know what I mean? A really good one is like $160.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
It's in the Discord when you decide to actually want to look at it and see how pathetic they are.
I mean, but why do they cost that much money?
I don't know. That's I
Holy
really
shit.
like them, but even I don't justify it.
Yeah, I just
It's
it's
neat.
cool,
It's
but
a neat concept, but
I can't
wouldn't do
justify
it.
that. Not when
No,
you
it's a
can
neat
buy
concept.
you could buy a platinum or like a gold rated, you know, good power supply unit for like $200
Well,
or
what
$180.
is what was the thing that you guys would know before me? Because I'm not entirely computer like savvy. You know how some people have like on like their CPU cooler, it has like a video, like you can actually like mod it to make a video on it, like on a screen.
Oh,
I see, Doctor
Mhm.
knows what I'm talking about. You can
is
turn
that
Yeah,
for
on.
that-
liquid cooling?
Yeah, the AIO coolers, you can get them. They have like OLED screens on there that you could put your own custom graphics on them, or it could read like the temperature right there, you know, stuff like that.
That's a liquid thing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was like something neat, like some like cool stuff like that. It's like cool to look at, but it's like I would never spend the money to do it.
I think liquid cooling's neat to look at. I would never. I would never.
The
do
actual
it,
liquid cooling, yeah.
I have to admit, I ended up going back to liquid cooling in this case.
though. Did you?
I have not.
Yeah.
Oh, now, are you changing the water out and stuff every couple months?
No, it's a AIO made by EK Water Block, which is one of the bigger custom water cooling, like the hard piping kits and stuff. I can never get into that. I don't have all the tools for the piping. Plus, if you buy all those components that you need, I built them out the one time. I would need to spend probably about like $1,100-$1,200 for all the cooling components that I would want for it.
Yeah, they're expensive. They're
God.
stupid expensive.
Wow. What made
Yep.
you go back then?
Just doing a little bit of research on it. There's certain ones, like all those AIOs, like the ones I had before, were kind of garbage. I'll never buy Corsair stuff again. So sorry for you not getting a sponsored by Corsair anymore, but they're junk. And
Because they're doing a special right now. They're really into streamers that have like 5 viewers. They're really into them. I'm off the list.
Oof.
Sorry.
Oof. Hey, that's not funny. That's not funny. I only have 5.
Hey, that's my job to tear into you, bro.
I can't
But,
say anything. Only thing I have Corsair in mine is the cooler.
Yeah, so that failed in a couple of them, but I looked into this one and I saw it, and it's made by EK Water Block and it has their own cooling plate. So I assume if somebody's going to make a good AIO, it's going to be somebody like that. So
Right.
that's what I ended up going with,
yeah,
and it's a
that's-
massive cool.
Come here, Archie.
That's awesome then. Yeah, good. I don't know. I still have my, what's it called? All my fans all over the place. I don't hear it though. Oddly enough, it's not that loud. I mean, well, all right, never mind. I guess if somebody had a water cooled system, they'd probably be like, "Why is your computer so loud?" But I'm like, "Well, it's not actually that loud."
Relax, bubbers.
Like
I
right
don't
now,
think-
looking at my CPU's running at a nice 30 degrees Celsius right now.
Not bad. Not bad. I think it's funny how that cat has a mustache.
This one doesn't.
That's a different one.
This one has a dick face. See?
Oh yeah, it is a dick face.
I don't know. Why do cats have to do that?
I don't know. This one's special, okay?
Oh boy. Well, we
This
need to
is the kid-
censor.
this
I
is
need
the
to
kid.
censor its butthole if it turns around.
I'll make sure it doesn't.
We have to. I need a
Butt
butthole
balloon.
sensor.
Well, it's a
It's gonna
butt
do it. They
balloon.
always do it. They know what they're
He's
doing.
gone. No,
Cats know what they're doing.
No one. Listen, we're not going to see any butt balloons tonight.
That
okay?
cat smelled the camera. It knew it was there, and it was like, "Well, here comes my opportunity. Here I go."
Mhm.
Hey,
Yeah.
here's my balloon knot.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. Not really. I mean, it's kind of funny.
You're not sorry.
I'm not at all.
Sorry for it.
Sorry.
No one's sorry. Let's face it. No one is sorry.
Yes, driver. That's my thing. Yes. Oh my God. Wow.
What am I missing?
Well, we don't got too much time left. We're gonna have to get off here very shortly here. But what else we got? Anything else? Anybody want to get off their chest? Anything like that?
Yes. No, not really. I don't care.
Demonetized? I could never get away with anything anyway because I curse too much. It'll never work. I'm always cursing, doing something.
Listen, everyone likes cats. Everyone likes animals. You're safe, okay?
I mean, if you really want to, I could put an end to your stream
No,
permanently. So,
No.
but I'll keep to myself.
No. But it's been all right. I'm happy. I didn't think Doctor was gonna come off with too many crazy things, and it was fine. He did fine.
I restrained myself.
He did good. You got anything on your chest to get off, Doctor? Anything you got for us? Anything for the world? What do you think?
Oh God.
Any
that's a bad
topics? Any
question.
topics of discussion that have been boiling up inside of you?
That Taco
No,
Bell from
because-
earlier.
No, they're all gonna get you banned. I'll pass for right now. Let me think about that.
Do you have to shave your head every day?
Every about 2 to 3 days I do. So
Do you make it nice?
Is
and
it really
shiny
every
with
2
oil?
to 3 days?
Mhm.
Doesn't it like 5 o'clock shadow after a day?
it does a little bit, but it doesn't become super noticeable until you get that second day. So, and I don't do the shiny thing. I like to think I'm a higher class of that, so I use like a satin finish instead on my head usually.
Do they make them? So do they, hold on a second. Hold on. Does this go by this? Like, there's a matte, a satin, and a gloss finish?
Yes, there is, and there's high gloss too.
That's a floor polish right there.
A high gloss. Awesome.
Oh my god, I almost misread what Driver wrote there. And I was thinking to myself, well, no, I'm married to a female, but
I have grays.
gray. Yeah, gray. It's
do I.
probably there, but I don't know.
I definitely have some.
I got the grays. I kind of want to get like, I want to get some kind of like super cool gray hair, like Ash from like Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. Like the whole side of my head just like grays. You know what I mean? Like one line. Be awesome.
Hey, Arch.
About the pubes part of it, though, we'll just say that like the
Oh,
carpet
God.
matches the curtains. I don't mean curtains here. I mean curtains here. Keep fresh and clean.
Grass don't grow on a
Listen,
busy
hair-
highway. Listen,
hair-
grass don't grow on a busy highway.
Hair is an enemy. It's overvalued by society. My thing is, I evolved. We're all gonna look
So-
like this one day. We're all gonna look like it. Guess what, though? I
Oh
evolved
God,
before
I'm
you.
off of myself. No. So, serious question. Since you look like Mr. Clean down there, by any chance were you a swimmer in high school or at college or anything like that? A swimmer?
No, I used to beat them up.
Oh, so you were just the torpedo that beat everyone up. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't
No, I
bald
didn't-
when
I
you
didn't.
weren't bald in high school, were you?
No, mm-mm.
No.
Just asking.
I did though for a period of time, and I think it accelerated this, which was I used to bleach my hair like Eminem back in the day,
Oh, good lord.
and I think that accelerated because they didn't make cool, environmentally and safe dyes back then, like the bleaches. I used to put it on my head, and I would go screaming through my house because it would just burn. It
So
would
hold on.
burn
Like,
like you wouldn't believe.
so you didn't actually go bald with time. You dyed your hair like Eminem, which caused you to go bald. This is where we're at.
It definitely accelerated it. It may have done permanent damage actually.
So your hair or your brain cells?
Brain cells? I don't know. I've heard a lot of stupid stuff, and I had a lot of stupid friends in my life. So
I just figured the dye, the dye seeping in your brain,
I watch them play stupid games at night. Sometimes I don't agree with, but what makes them happy? That's all that matters.
Can we tell? Do you want me to tell you a story about Drseckzytime? I can tell you. I can tell a story.
Let's hear it.
Doctor, can I tell stories about you?
Yeah, as long as they're true.
So, back in the day, so I've known Drseckzytime my whole life, pretty much. Well, not my whole life, but For a long time. How long about, you think? 15 years, maybe? I don't even know.
Longer than that.
Longer than that. It's been longer than that. I've probably known you for 20
It's
years. At least.
20 years. 20.
Yeah, it had to be. We back in the day, I was, I guess, like, what, 21, 22, something like that. 21, 22, 23, probably 21. I don't know. We used to go to, we talked about this on the streams before, but we were big into cars, and we used to go to car shows and, you know, all those kind of meets. And we used to go with, like, the whole car club, and we'd go with, like, 20 cars in a row down the interstate and go there. We'd all have a, you know, we would go to, at the time it was Carlisle, things like that. And we'd go to, we'd all go to the hotel, and everybody that was in the hotel for the weekend, you know, they were there for the car show. And these car shows were awesome. And it was all, you know, younger people, this and that. And the whole hotel was been booked out. Like, all the hotels in the towns were booked out by people that were there for the car show. So every, you know, hotel parking lot was, like, literally a car show in each parking lot of every. It was awesome. Like, it was just, it was awesome. It's cool to experience if you're into it. But everybody in the hotel basically opens their door and makes, like, every hotel room, like, open party. So, like, open you can bar, go into people's hotel rooms. People have kegs in, like, the bathtubs and shit. Like, it was just awesome. Like, and we used to roll with, like, we'd go down with 20, 30 people, you think? At that time, we would go with literally 20, 30 people. And we brought so much alcohol, and everyone there, like, that wasn't with us. Everybody had everything. So at the end of the day, if you drank, you're drinking. Like, you're drinking a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And Doctor, at some point, like, I don't remember what you did. I don't know if you were drunk off. I guess you had to be drunk. You were trashed. I don't remember. But I remember I was also trashed at some point. And again, there's 20, 30 of us, so I don't know who you were hanging out with or what you were doing. But all I know is someone was, like, saying something like, go look, you know, come take a look at him. Or, what's he doing? And did you punch a hole in the wall? Is that what did you punch the hole?
Well, I mean, nobody was going to moderate the halls, so I decided that I was going to punch a hole in the wall and rip the hot water piping off the pipes.
Yeah.
And I walked around the halls, and people who were allowed, I'd go up to their room, knock on the door if the door wasn't open, and I would just hit them in the face with the hot water insulation. Yeah.
So, like, by, like, the ice machine in the hallways, he punches a hole in this wall, takes this off, was hitting people. And then I remember one of our friends was like, go control him. He's punching things. He's, like, damaging this place. We're going to get in a lot of trouble. So we're like, all right. And I'm trashed. Like, I don't know what's going on. So we're like, dude, come on, let's go. Let's go like this. And you were like, I don't know what you said, but you were like, nope, you got to catch me. And you went and jumped down a flight of stairs, right? Literally jumped like freaking Spider-Man, jumps down a flight of stairs. I fell down the stairs after him. Because, again, I was trashed. Literally fell down a flight of stairs as he jumps down the, like Spider-Man jumps down a flight of stairs. I fell down. Find him outside, yelling at a stop sign, spun kick the fucking thing. Spun kick the stop sign and cut your leg all open, didn't you?
Yeah, I still have the scar on it, and I would show it on screen here, but I don't have socks on. And Twitch would ban you if you saw my feet. And then some people would, you know, some people are kind of into that. But if you want that, go to my OnlyFans. So, but, like, I faked everybody out. They tried to coax me. They thought they were going to trick me into getting back into the room and lock me in there. So I pretended to drop my key card at the door, the electronic key card. And everybody's like, oh my God, he's so drunk. As soon as I did that, I picked up the card and sprint down the hall. And I jumped down. It was like a flight and a half worth of stairs. Like, imagine like a Jackie Chan movie. I just jumped right over the rails, down like 2 flights of steps. Like,
he's not
the
lying.
center of the steps.
I'm completely serious. That's literally how he jumped these stairs.
That sounds like a Carlisle story.
Again, I was trashed, and don't think of, when I say I fell down the stairs after him, don't think I, like, slipped and like fell down on my back. I fell forward. I fell forward and rolled down the stairs. Like, I tripped and fell down, like, legit.
That's a Carlisle story. I'll vouch for that one. I've seen some stupid ones going to them over the years.
Norton, what's going on? How did you all three of us meet? I don't even know. I have no idea. I honestly don't know. Ankle, legs these days, right? If you were sober, you'd break your ankles and legs these days, Doctor? I would. I know I would.
Yeah.
I can't even function.
Yeah, I don't know.
Function? What's that?
My ankle's been so messed up, and I can't figure out why. Like, sometimes I stand up and I stand weird, and I'm like, oh, and I have to, like, and I like almost fall over.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No idea why. I have no idea why. What in God's name is that?
Norton was asking about it, so.
But yeah, that was.
How many people do you think clicked that?
Imagine if there is somebody there and they're like, "Oh my God, this dude actually does have this."
It's fantastic.
But that was a funny story. I remember about Drseckzytime and doing all that stuff. It was a much different time then than it is now. Like much different. And I
still drink.
Okay.
I still drink my milk. I'm not that old that I have osteoporosis. I could still go down a flight or two of stairs. I bet probably.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. They were weird times though. Like I don't even know. Like because like nowadays I'm like it was so normal back then. Like when we would do all that stuff. I'm sure it was like that for you too, Blue Kid, when you were doing all that.
Oh, Jesus,
but it was like,
dude, I can tell you a story right now, and you probably know him. Now, I know you guys know the car club that I was in forever ago, ECD, East Coast Dynasty. I'm sure you've heard of it. Yes, I was with them for the longest time. I still remember waking up to the one guy that had an Eclipse, and he was cooking eggs on his headers.
That's so gross.
Car running. No, he had a steel plate on the headers while the car was heated, and he was cooking eggs. I've seen people get arrested. I've seen people wrestle. I've seen people go through walls. I've seen it all.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, these were times that, like, I don't know. I can't. It was funny.
Oh,
like,
some of them are epic. Like some of them were like. It makes you wonder how you even survived without getting put in prison that night. Because it was just so bad.
It's actually funny because I've had so many stories from like being in a band and like touring forever, but the car club days were literally the same thing. They're the same thing as being, you know. It was the same thing.
Exactly.
I used to get like a suite. Like we'd get a suite in like Ocean City.
Oh yeah.
You'd go there. You'd get a suite, and we would put 20 people in a suite. I mean, it's dumb as hell. But we'd all split it. It's like it cost me $10 for the weekend.
The stay of the week. I still remember one story for Carlisle, and I still remember this. It was a couple years ago, and we ordered Domino's. Okay. So the way the hotel was, it was like a horseshoe shape. Okay. We were on the middle at the bottom of the horseshoe shape. All right. So everyone's outside, beer pong, everything. Cover the parking lot. You can't get in the back spot. So people saw the Domino's car. So the driver, being the good sport that she was, said, everyone's like, oh, give me the pizza, get pizza. She's like, no, I got to deliver it. They were like, well, how can we get pizza? She goes, if you can guess the name of the person that ordered this pizza, she goes, I will give you the pizza. Would you believe every damn person was yelling names, trying to figure it out?
Did anybody guess it?
Nope, because I got my pizza. But like, let's face it, no one like Lenny's not a common name.
That's true. I wouldn't think of
right.
Lenny.
So everyone's gonna think John, Justin, Jacob, like stuff like that, like normal Jingleheimer Schmidt.
I don't think they think of Jacob.
I do. I think of Jake.
Name a boy's name Jacob. I don't think I would go to Jacob either.
But you know what I mean? Like no one's gonna guess Lenny.
Right.
So I ended up getting my pizza, and then everyone came over asking me what the name was, and I told them. They're like, everyone looked like dumbfounded, like they've never heard my name before.
There was
I got my pizza.
There was one year, like we used to go to all like tons of these car shows. Like every year, there's multiple ones everybody would go to all year. The first time, now I didn't go. The first time at Carlisle, for the compact car show thing, I didn't go with Doctor. He wasn't. We didn't. I went with a group of people, but that was they allowed camping on the fairgrounds.
Yes, they used to. Yeah.
Wow, boy! I only got 1 year of that. Wait, with 1 year of that, and then they stopped it. They stopped it after the year I went. That
it wasn't. I think they only did it like.
It was awesome.
For instance, I was going like 1 or 2 years, and it was a, pardon my French, shit show. Oh
yeah, you'd park your car. So like, there's the whole huge car show area. Then they had a whole section off people that were camping, and you'd park your car over there and literally set up a tent by your car, and you'd camp there for the weekend.
The worst was the hill.
My God,
the worst was the hill. You remember the hill on the left side, right?
There was committees that were formed that night. I remember they called themselves the Titty Committee, and they formed, and they literally somehow got torches. I don't know where they got the wood from to make the torches, but there was I mean, 2 of my friends were there, you know, a bunch of people were there, and then a whole train of people, and they were going tent to tent, like with torches, open up, and they were like, "Show us your tits and we'll leave. Show us your tits and we'll leave." I swear to God,
I remember that.
To God,
I remember that because.
And if you look at nighttime, you just see huge fires and people going through the campground.
So it's funny that you mentioned that because I completely forgot about that until you mentioned that, because where we had our tents, we were right where our tents were. And I remember everyone talking, obliterated out of their mind, asking what the hell was going on, because it was just like a giant fireball just going around. I remember them coming to our tent.
I might have photos. Like,
I still remember they said it was a heavyset guy and they thought it was a chick. And I mean heavyset guy. The guy was like 400 pounds and they thought it was a chick. And they thought it'd be funny to try to get the fat chick to sit, like, you know, be like, "Oh, show us your tits." He did it. Everyone freaked out and ran because they thought it was going to be a girl.
I have photos. I don't think anybody at the time had like video cameras, and like at the time of photos, it was before iPhones. So when I say photos, I meant I had like a disposable camera, which I had to actually get the photos printed out, and I have like physical photos of everything.
Oh, it was so much fun. I miss days like those. They were fun.
Yeah, this is back in the day when phones didn't have good video recording on them, and they didn't have any video recording, stuff like that.
It was an old Nokia phone that had nothing. It was black and white.
I do have photos of a lot of the things. Like I have photos of, I have like photos of like things take like what's it called? Like action sequences where like I would snap photos like in a row. But I have a picture of us in this was a different year in Ocean City, and we had like some kind of a suite, and I had my friend Dave. He wanted to throw the furniture off the balcony, and I have like action shots of him going across the hotel and then wiring the chairs from the room over the banisters, and like literally like 3 stories down. Like we were dumb, like really dumb.
No one cared. No one cared.
Oh, dude, it was
the infield stuff was bad. I mean, there was so much sex going on there. It was like going to the infield of like a NASCAR race, except it wasn't with your sister.
That I don't know. See, I don't know if I can really get into telling those kind of stories, because I don't know how, like,
let's put it this way.
I don't know how Twitch is with that stuff, but like I got a lot.
Shenanigans. No, the infield shenanigans. The best way to explain Carlisle would be take the scene from Race Wars when they're all at the desert at night partying.
Are you talking about Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the first one when they're all raving in the desert in the middle at night. That's Carlisle times like worse by like 1,000. Like imagine everyone instead of dancing, they're all just drunk having shenanigans. That's what that is.
It was. I have pictures. I do have a lot of pictures. There was a lot of bad stuff that was going down though. Like I've seen there was bad stuff.
They actually banned that event. I remember, because how out of control it got. Like Carlisle didn't do the import nights or whatever they called it anymore because of that stuff.
Yep.
It used to be so much different. Like
Carlisle now, they're doing it pretty much in one day now instead of making it like a whole weekend escapade. So you can't take your car in on Friday, like how you were like pre-do it. You can't do that anymore, and it's Saturday only.
Oh, really?
And then Sunday is closed. That's it. They do everything on a Saturday, and it's done now. They started that this year because of they just don't want a lot of people there anymore.
Right.
So it's not even a weekend anymore. It's a one day thing.
Wild. People definitely got wild.
Like Alpha said there, Twitch should be fine with the stories, and we could go on more detail. But the one stipulation to that is apparently that we have to get like an inflatable outdoor pool that you'd have for like your 2-year-old kid, and we'd all have to be in our bathing suits in it to tell those stories. That's fine then, according to Twitch standards. But you know,
so what? We could get an inflatable
hot tub stream win. Yeah.
That's gonna be one ugly
next week.
Stream, I'll say that much.
Next week, of course, hot tub stream.
Oh God, please no.
God damn, you've been holding out on me with the hot tub.
No, I did realize I saw the trend of people that stream inside of baby pools inside of their computer room.
Yeah,
or like their backyard or something like that.
Okay, I'm okay. I don't know.
I'm good.
You don't want to sit in a pool and stream?
I mean, At this point, it would be the weirdest thing that's ever happened. So
Coming
why
to
not?
you live underwater. Like it's so stupid. You like Doctor needs to be permanent? I don't know if Doctor would want to be permanent. He could. I don't care. People can do whatever the hell they want. I don't care at all. Driver wants him to replace Blue Kid. He said he hates Blue Kid.
What else is no? What else is no?
I'll
feel
come
the
back
love.
again. I'll come back in for the ASMR stream.
The ASMR stream.
Yeah, huh? Yep. Feel the love.
But that was
See how it is.
we just used to do a lot of dumb stuff. I used to
I
drink a
had
lot
to.
too. I don't really drink that much anymore. You know me for a while. I mean, I don't really drink that much anymore. I have, and this is funny too, because like, I have lots of beer and like scotch and stuff in my house, and they just sit here. Like I don't even drink them. Like I don't. Rarely.
I slept 2.5
I drank last night. But that was different because I lit a fire in my yard and I had a fireplace, and I had to unwind from the week, so it was different than I had to have some beers with that. But I'll go months without even drinking an alcoholic beverage, like straight up. But back then, if I wasn't,
that was an every weekend thing back then.
every weekend, it was like every day for me. Like it was bad. Like I drank a lot back in the day. That's wasn't a good thing, but not addicted to it. I was never like addicted to drinking, as in like I need alcohol to
function
or like get through my day. It wasn't that. I was addicted to being out and partying, and like just
well, you know what it was nice
fun.
thing too.
Like, that's what it, you know.
Well, you know what it was though too. Like that took away stress of everything. Like you thought about nothing when you were out drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were just brain dead to the world at that point.
Yeah, it wasn't a matter of like I need to drink to because I need to like, you know, I just need this to survive. It was more at that time there was just so many cool things going on that I just needed to keep doing cool things. I didn't want to not do cool things. I don't know, fun. You should do in real life streaming when Pennsylvania decides to open up like Texas.
God,
So that would be Alpha. That kind of like, in theory, right? IRL stream with us. It'd kind of be like communism. Looks great on paper, but in execution, it'd probably go very poorly.
oh yeah.
I mean, what do you want to look at? Like the stripping holes. We got some trees, a couple factories,
A few critters.
pizza parlors, churches, bars, more churches, more bars, more churches that are actually pizza parlors with a bar in it.
Watch me sit at a bar and drink is pretty much what an IRL stream would be for me. It would be like Andy Milanakis's real life streams,
Right.
which are awesome, by the way. But aren't those things expensive? Like the real life streaming setups, like those backpack things? I'm pretty sure they're expensive as hell.
No idea. Never looked into it.
People just use phones with juice packs anymore.
Really? I thought they had those
You can't-
backpack. They have the backpack things that work off of the. I don't know what it is. They pay extra for this, and they come in like 1080p.
Well, most cameras, most phones now do 1080.
Yeah, but if you're walking around, your service provider, if you're on data, are you gonna data stream? Are you gonna data stream upload to Twitch at 1080p? You know what I mean?
Probably not. Maybe. I guess it would depend on how good your service is.
The backpacks are like $1,000. Yeah, they have these backpack
no.
things that are full of like batteries and shit, and like it connects to some
Phone.
signal, or, some whatever it is. Yeah,
Phone. That's what I would use. Phone.
you need one for streaming and one for chat. That's true too. And the backpack thing has a little handle thing that comes out over you and puts like the phone, the camera out. Whereas like, you know, you'd have to hold things. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we could figure something out. One day.
I don't know. In real life streaming is weird because I don't really do anything in real life.
You're looking at it. Really, you're looking at it.
Yeah, it's not the most fun.
I don't have great reception here, but I'll show you what these phones are actually capable of. I'm doing a speed test.
Okay.
Oh God.
Well then,
It's gonna make a lot of. It's gonna make some people hate themselves.
Well, if it looks good, then you're gonna have to do in real life streams then, starting tomorrow.
I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up too well, but
100 down and 20 up.
And that's on data or is that on Wi-Fi? That's on data.
that's on data.
Wow.
I'm curious. Hold on. I'm going to do it to mine. What you use, Doctor?
Speedtest.net. Just use the app for it.
I don't have the app. But I guess I'll download it and do it real quick because I'm curious now.
That's pretty good.
Like they're
By Ookla?
Correct, yeah.
All right. I'm going to do it real quick 'cause I'm curious.
It's depressing, actually, to be honest with you, for a lot of people that have like really poor internet in areas and stuff like that.
I will be mad because
Before I moved here, the highest upload I was able to get was 5 for home in computers.
Yeah, see, home, like where I did with my parents, I was able to get a gig down and 50 up, but now I can't. I mean, I could, but I'm not spending every paycheck on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. That's fast for.
Although fiber optic is starting to come to my area soon, so.
I don't know. I don't do anything cool enough anymore to do in real life streams. Like if I would have been able to do it years ago, it probably would have to be live from like not Twitch. It'd have to be live from somewhere that allows weird stuff.
All right, let's see.
Oh my gosh, are you doing it now too? You're looking for the
I'm
thing?
gonna try it and see what mine is.
What time are we at here? Oh my gosh, dude.
3 hours.
It's been 3 hours. Wow. I think we should we probably have to wrap it up a little bit here.
Oof. Ooh. Ooh.
What are you at?
Ooh. When it gets done, I'll tell you. Hold on a minute. It's still going. That's how bad it is.
Oh.
Oh wait. Oh wait.
I normally would stream a little bit more. I usually like to stay until about like 1 o'clock on Sundays and play some video games. But since we're past 12 and all this shit, I might as well probably call after this. 28 and 1.3. Okay. There'll be no uploading for you then.
No.
That's just where he's at, right? Because you have Verizon as well there, it looked like, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what mine is too. So it all depends just where you're at.
In the city, for some reason, I have like real crappy servers in the city. Like, for some reason, I'm in the city and I get like 1 or 2 bars in my own home. Don't know why, just because.
Interesting. But all right, let's wrap it up a little bit here. And yeah, it's after 12. I gotta get some sleep. Got to go to work and all that stupid stuff.
Yeah.
All right, how about we do this? Dr. Sexy, you are the guest on the show. Why don't you tell us about yourself? Tell us how anybody could find you, what you do, all the good stuff. Give it to us.
Well, I don't really want people to find me in real life.
Not in real life.
Because I don't stream as much, but I do stream here and there. Now that my PC is built and it may run adequately for me finally. Might find me on there. I might start streaming at night again. Usually it's the same time that you guys would be streaming anyways.
Of course.
Except maybe on my days off, but I have my kid with me, so I don't get to stream that much. But I'll try to stream a bit more often. I try to play shooters, play whatever, things like that. So yeah, if you ever see me, go stop by, say hi, all that kind of fun stuff.
Very cool, very cool. How about you, Mr. Blue Kid?
Sunday, Monday, and Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'll do whatever I have going at the time, which right now it's Curse of the Dead Gods. I'm still trying to beat all of that. So that's where I am at on those days.
Very good. Very good. For me, obviously Sundays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 Eastern time until about 1 in the morning. I'll be back tomorrow with Darkest Dungeon. We're almost done with it. We're almost done with the Darkest Dungeon. No death run. Hopefully tomorrow is just going to be a good night on it. I pray to God. You can find me obviously here at my channel because that makes sense. And wherever on social media with my name, that makes sense too. And check them out on Twitch. Go over to Drseckzytime. Go over to Blue Kid. Give him a follow. Blue Kid 04. Don't just do Blue Kid 04.
And don't do underscore.
Don't do an underscore. Right. Give him a follow. Check him out when they're on. And it's been fun. I love having on. I love having a guest on all the time. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. Thank you very much for coming on. We appreciate it. And we'll be back. We'll be back. What, next Sunday? Yeah, that's the day. Why would I even question myself?
Yeah, why wouldn't we do that? unless one of us are deathly sick or whatever, we will be here causing shenanigans.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We very much appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody,
Thank
hope you
you.
have a good night. Take care. See you later.